Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are we doing on this lovely Tuesday in March?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Excellent. Welcome to episode 28 of the Six Pack Podcast. We're getting up there. We're getting into our late 20s. Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
How are we feeling?
Oh, well, you know.
Are we feeling like there's a housekeeping requirement today?
I don't think there's, like, housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Andy. Kenneth. Anything from you guys?
Nope. Not housekeeping.
None I can think of.
It's going to get gnarly, I think, for the next month or so.
Yeah.
With scheduling. So we beg your forgiveness if we have a little hiatus for a few weeks. But maybe we'll get an early April episode in. We'll see. I'll see how things go. Cool. Then let's talk episode 27. Shannon,
Yes.
comments.
Let's see. I did open it. I was looking at it. Let's see.
Did Kenneth make a nasty comment again?
No. Not really.
I don't remember generally making nasty comments in general. I feel attacked.
Calling us out?
He's bringing up.
I did
He
do that.
said powder to do cool stuff.
Oh, yes.
You
So,
gotta
yeah,
be
that,
careful when you say stuff like that.
that is true. Yeah, the reference last time that Harry was making in his comment was about Jester from Critical Role. About the somnium on the gem.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I added a bit of description about that, but in my comment I pressed enter a few times so it doesn't show up immediately in case people didn't want spoiled.
And then there was
I do actually know about this. I've seen this saw this clip on TikTok, and I remember Matt Mercer breaking when he realized what was happening, which reminded me of a similar moment in the only other live play I've listened to it. You can't watch it, but at the Adventure Zone, when they had Garfield, the deals cat who worked at Fantasy Costco, where all your dreams come true. And they had gotten something, and this something that they got, you could use it to convince somebody of the intrinsic value of something. And there was a sword that one of the brothers really wanted to buy. And so he bought this thing. It was like, hey, I'd like to trade you this. How much is that sword? And as soon as like Griffin, the youngest brother, was the DM. As soon as he realized what was happening, it was hilarious. Truly one of the greatest. Like I think about it all the time because like it literally broke Griffin McElroy. I'll have to find it. But it's very like I think he walked away from the microphone. You could hear him in the distance, like, "Oh my god!" Like great stuff. But yeah, it reminds me of that. I love when like slow realization DM moments.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to happen to Harry at some point because he's given
It's
the
got
gang
to.
so many goodies now that eventually
Yeah.
they're just going to go, have this, and Harry's like,
Yeah,
great.
like something's gotta give. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, my other comment was just lamenting all of Ben's stuff getting confiscated by Holly.
Oh, that's
he's-
right.
He's a little ill-behaved sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can't keep getting away with it.
He was in his villain era.
Which is always, that's why I
Last
always
episode in
joke,
particular.
he's my best friend and my worst enemy. He's
Yeah.
evil.
Good. Anything else?
He's greasy, you might say. A
Greasy, yes.
wizard.
Anything else we need to discuss regarding 27?
I don't
don't think so.
I don't know.
Thank you very much for all your comments anyway. Good. Cool. Then I think we can zip over to news. And go to the screen share. So episode 50 is, of course, coming up next Tuesday. We are filming this on the 10th of March. Yeah, pretty amazing. Wild in a way. So some redacted has been revealed, and we'll talk about the one redacted that was revealed a couple days ago, I think now, here in just a second. But the celebration, fan art, fan fiction, and everything else in between stuff is now open. Towards the end of the month, we'll probably show off some of the stuff that was published, at least publicly, anyway, which will be cool. And there's a P.O. box now, so you can...
I can finally write my war wife letter.
Yeah. You can once a month or whatever.
Yeah. Please tell me I is being fed. He's a
Yes.
small, hungry lad. He'll starve.
Kenneth can finally send his Terry's chocolate supplies.
Make sure it's cold enough when you send it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely don't want the squishy Terry's orange. It's not good.
Ew.
Nope.
Ew.
Nope.
It'll be a Cadbury cream egg by the time it gets
Definitely
there.
not. So yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
What do we? I guess. What do we think is in the merch drop?
Is that a serious? The last light.
There is only one.
It's something to do with the last light.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't.
Smoke machine.
Yeah.
I was
Send me a
thinking that,
smoke
yeah.
machine. I'll
Smoke
bring
machine.
it next time they come to PAX. I'll make sure I bring mine so
Or
that
is
we
it-
can use it at the door when they come in.
One of those like flashlights that you can, or torches that you can put
Ooh,
the
yeah.
slide the
Like the picture in.
picture in
Yeah.
to
you
make
can
a.
put it on the wall.
Or they can get one of those
Shadow?
like laser show things where it like
Yeah.
uses the smoke and like refracts
Ah.
off the smoke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. An arrow. Just send me an arrow.
Although I feel like if
I
Holly's
took
looking
archery
for like,
classes.
I feel like if Holly's looking for profitability, I feel like selling laser machines is probably
It's
doesn't give you much margin.
Probably.
Yo,
Probably
but
not.
the markup is insane.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
Extremely limited.
I
Yeah, I
did
bet-
see. I meant to post it in the Discord, but I did see a guy on TikTok, I think it was, who had done a crazy tabletop games room, basically, where he had screens in the table and you could have movable pieces and light shows, sound effects, the whole bit. Was thinking, oh,
Doesn't
okay.
Joe
Level
Manganiello
up.
have something like that?
I can
I
only
feel like he has a crazy table
He does.
that
That
he
wouldn't
had
surprise me.
made. Yeah. I
I
feel like
can
I've seen a video of them making it for him like ages
Yeah.
ago. That he got, I don't know if it's that crazy and that high tech, but he had somebody ordered him a very nice special D&D table, or he ordered it and he was very excited. I remember he get his reaction at the end, which is very cute. Love that guy.
I can definitely imagine some people having some pretty crazy setups.
You gotta have some good money for that stuff.
Or
You have to be able to make it yourself.
well, and you gotta
Yeah,
have the
that definitely
space for it, right?
Yes.
Which I think is the other part.
It's like my house in FF14 when I bought the table for the Knights of the Round, which is a reference. It's a summon that's a reference to King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table. And I was like, oh, this will look great in my Ishgardian basement because they're the Knights of the Round are in Ishgard in 14. And then I put it in my basement. It took up my whole basement. It was so big. And I was like, I mean, this could be fun, but I also like the idea of
Other stuff
having
in your
other
basement?
furniture in my basement.
Nice,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe if I
Exactly.
ever upgrade to a large house, I'll put it in the large house.
The second thing that was announced was the whole Legends of, I'm guessing it's pronounced Akaroth.
Yep.
Stuff that Natural 6 is now on the stretch goals. I think they're in the add-ons? Maybe? Nope. Where's the details?
I think usually if you scroll down, it's usually near the bottom, the stretch goal stuff.
Videos, books. Ah, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
Ba, ba, ba.
Ooh, airship rules. I might have to get this book now. I have airships in my world.
UV spot handouts, durability and smithing, blah blah blah. Wow, that's a lot of stretch goals. So at 150, we will bring the team over at OMM. I don't know who OMM is. Maybe Andy does.
One more multiverse, maybe. What the thing says?
You are more in the know than me.
No, it's just what the thing
Here,
says.
one more multiverse. You're far more paying far closer attention than I am.
I just
clearly,
happened to
Jen.
look over and I was like,
Oh, there it is. So,
So
it's just the last
170,
one.
175 currently. Yeah.
I mean, that's a big get.
Yeah, because I think the last one was about like halfway through, wasn't it? The last Natural 6 stretch goal. I want to say
Draconim.
on the DrKagon one.
Oh.
I think it was a bit earlier in the stretch goal list, which I think is why it
Yeah, I don't remember.
popped
to be
quite
honest.
early. I'm excited about this. Like, I do love like JRPGs and stuff, so I'll have to give it a look and see what's going on with it.
Same, even though I'll probably never end up playing it. Like every other tabletop thing I buy.
You can just DM it, Chan. It'll be fine. You run it. We'll play with you.
DM it for myself. Because no one's ever around when I am.
At least the DrKagon stuff did have like single player
Solo stuff,
and solo
Yeah,
stuff,
I still
etc.
keep forgetting to like get stuff so I
But
can
I don't know.
try it.
I don't know about this one. I'll have to do some more homework on it before thinking about it. How long
I'm
do we have
also
until
opening
back?
it.
When does it close?
I'm opening it right now so I can tell you once
Ends
it
on the
loads.
19th of March.
He didn't
so-
even let me look. Wow.
What's that?
I was I said, "Oh, I'm opening it right now so I can tell you." And then also right at the top it says by the way, just if you look at the top it says 150,000 pounds brings in full one more multiverse integration.
TTT. Yep.
So I think that's what OMM
That's what
stands for.
OMM
I
is?
think that's
You
what
really
it stands
sure?
for.
I don't know about
So
that.
it must
Shan.
be it must be like a Foundry Roll20 style like virtual tabletop thing then, I guess. But I've not heard of it before, I'll be honest. But it must be like another version of that.
Oh, you can play it solo.
What
Oh, there you go,
the
Shan.
Legends of Akaroth?
Yep, it says I scroll down a little bit and it's right there. There's a cute little mouse playing by himself.
That's just Alex Jordan. It's a cute
There's
little
also
mouse.
a GM list. There's
Here we go, yeah.
1 player, 2 player, GM list, and GM led.
Okay.
Oh.
Might give some thought then.
Oh, I guess the GM list would be like a kind of choose your own adventure book then.
Yeah.
Like, it just has pre-set stuff out that you just
Yep.
follow.
9 days left.
Have to do some homework on it. 9 days to go. Yep. They've got to do another 30-something thousand to get the Nat 6 guys involved, so guess we'll see. Doable. Yep.
Yeah.
Doable. Cool. I like the idea of them doing the Nat 6 guys getting exposure to more systems, I think it's nice to see them try out different stuff. So
And other people more exposure to natural sex.
that too, for sure.
Oh, they have a dice tray by Bindwood Gaming. In the Artisan edition, that's the biggest tier, so that's a big boy. That'll put you back
500 something.
470 pounds. So 634 for me. I like that they put in the USD. That's nice. That's actually helpful. That's not a sarcastic comment. Like I think
Book
that's really
bundle,
nice.
Collector's edition, table edition. What were you saying? Oh, there's even more down here. That's what you were saying, Shan. Yeah.
They do have
none remaining of the
The full one.
yeah.
of the big boy.
That's fair.
$635. Well, you gotta really. I guess you gotta really want it if you're.
Well, there were only 20, so that's
Yeah.
fair. Like that's a reasonable amount in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's doable. If you don't get all 20, it's fine. You can always give one away, and like there you'll probably find at least 20 people who can afford that or want to support you enough to do that. So like that's I think that's pretty smart.
Most
I like
definitely.
the pin. I wish I could have gotten the pin. Oh, you can get the pin in the collector's edition too. He's funny. The little frog.
The little frog.
I think usually with stuff like this as well, you can do like you can get like a normal version and do add-ons for some of the stuff as well. So you can just pay for it separately if you
That's
want.
true. That's true. Like you could get some dice.
Let's see what.
I would add on the dice. You can add on the frog.
You can add on the frog. Yeah. Excellent.
You can add on the frog pin.
Pin and the plushie. Right.
There's a keychain of him too.
Although Shan's going down the rabbit hole now.
I like the
a frog
frog.
hole.
I like the frog.
We've infected Shan with the.
We'll see. It's 9 days, so we'll see. I forgot
Yep.
DrKagon, so let's not get too excited. I forgot to back DrKagon.
So, all
I had
right.
a lot going on.
If you're into that, check it out. There's big, medium, small, different bundles. The starter set looks very reasonable. PDF versions, physical soundtrack, very, very affordable. £35 only, which is a pretty good price for an initial starter set, I would say. So cool. Right on. Anything else Natural 6 news wise? I mean, episode 50 is coming up.
I think the only other thing is they were talking about doing like in Action Surge 50, doing like a kind of review of everything.
Uh-huh.
A retrospective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which would be quite nice for them to kind
That'll
of
be
go
fun.
back through everything.
Yeah, presumably they will have recorded, I think they set up to like 55 or something like that.
Something
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I was saying the other day that it's, as someone who was at the very first like episode watch party, and I've only missed a few, like a handful, it's crazy to me that we're going to be having our 50th official watch party like in a week. Like absolutely bonkers to me.
2 years.
Yep. Crazy. Crazy.
It's crazy in November, that'll be 3 years since the Kickstarter.
Mm.
It's just like,
Yeah.
time flies.
It sure
For real.
does.
It's been an interesting couple of years.
Sure does. All right. Cast news. Kenneth, Greedfall's out.
It is. Yeah, Greedfall the Dying World is officially out. It's technically out on the 12th of March if you don't buy the deluxe edition of the console version, but if you have the PC version or the deluxe edition on console, it's out now 2 days early, which is very exciting. I was very worried it wasn't going to come out at all because the publisher for it is, it's not quite liquidation, it's like
In trouble.
restructuring. Yeah. So I was worried for it, but yeah, I'm excited because Harry
Oh.
plays the male protagonist of the game. So it'd be interesting to kind of see what he does with the performance. Because the only other thing I've really know he's in is Xenoblade, which is a very different character from assuming the one he's going to play in this. So,
You should watch The Last Kingdom.
I still haven't seen it yet, but I've seen clips of it. but I
You
haven't
talk
seen the whole
about
thing.
very different characters.
Yeah.
That's one.
Talk about a very different Harry, yes.
We have another
Did-
early access.
I can't
this
remember.
week,
Did you
too.
play Tactics, Kenneth?
I
Oh,
still
yeah,
haven't.
he
I
is
still
in
haven't had a chance to
Tactics.
play it yet. I've been kind of stuck on playing
Other
other
stuff.
stuff, and then I knew Ari was coming out and this was coming out, so I haven't picked it up yet. But that'll be
Yeah.
kind of like my summer fall game, I think, because there's not really much coming out that I'm super interested in, kind of around that time. I think James Bond is like early summer, and then that's kind of like
Yeah.
the last big one for
May.
me, at least.
Yep.
Yep.
Good. All
And
right.
we have Solasta 2 early access is also
Yeah.
the 12th.
Couple days, right? Yep.
I'll have to send it to you guys. I thought about sending it, but I wasn't sure if somebody else did. Because, you know, these things always make it around. But it was like one of those like let's promote this game as weird as possible videos. And I was like, you know what? Actually that would make me want to play it because they're just so dang weird.
Is that the one with Devin,
Devora.
the VA booth?
Yeah, when they're
And then Ben walks in. Yeah, no, that's
and
really
they
good.
just
I
like
love
keep
that.
saying wacky things about how to promote the game, and then he just sneaks out the back and almost trips and falls. Incredible stuff. Truly incredible stuff. I still think my favorite one though is when they were creating each other in Character Creator and
Yeah.
they were given like missions by the dev team. And like they're so awful. They're so good. So awful but so good. Yeah, like I'm excited. Lots of games for me to try.
After Action Surge this past week, I can't now unsee when Ben is doing his happy little jump. So there are a few happy little jumps in all this Solasta stuff.
Yeah.
But sadly, Kenneth, Greedfall 2 not reviewing well. But we'll see. We'll see how much jank there is.
I think the recent reviews for it have been more positive. I think it's mainly struggling because all the early access reviews were like it's just not performing
Yep.
well. But we'll see how it goes.
Yep. Cool. Anything else cast wise? Yeah, Greedfall, Solasta.
Nothing really. I think you
Nothing
guys discussed
so.
last time the kind of extra Emberville stuff because Abu's been announced
Yes.
for that now. But I think you guys mentioned that last time.
And Amelia yesterday or the day before?
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a awesome cast. Hopefully the source material lives up to the talent. Yeah. I think there will be more stuff coming out about it because Alex said, I think on Twitter, maybe multiple places, that he's going to be at GDC. And GDC is on now, I think.
Ooh, I'm not sure.
Yeah. It started yesterday and is going through to Sunday, I think. So you'll be happy to know, Kenneth, that NVIDIA has launched a bunch of additional AI
Yay.
I
stuff.
just want to be able to buy a Steam Deck one day. I don't give a crap about AI. Let me play my
Yep.
silly little Resident Evil game on the go.
I've said this to Doc before. Like, it's weird that like I agree that AI is terrible in general and like for all the reasons everybody else doesn't like AI, but like the final straw for me was the fact that like HDD prices and RAM prices skyrocketed. I was just
Yeah.
like, no,
No, that's
No.
so fair. No, because like if this is allegedly for the consumer, why is the consumer paying in all sorts of
Yeah.
ways for this product? Because you should
Because
not
it's
be
not.
making it impossible for people to give you money. That is so stupid.
Oh, just give me more money, Shen. Like, yeah, I mean,
So stupid. Like, why are you closing off revenue streams for a bubble that's gonna pop? So dumb.
get money now, worry about money later. More
Oh
money
yeah,
later.
I'll have a lot of fun when all these computer companies have to shut down because they're just feeding the same cycle.
100%. Apparently, there's some GeForce Now updates and all sorts of stuff that was just announced earlier today. So, I'll get a chance to read that when I'm not doing like one of the other 50 million things I'm supposed to be doing. Cool. Anything else news-wise?
I don't think so for cast stuff. At least I don't remember anything else anyway.
Andy,
Yeah.
anything?
I can't think of anything else.
All right, then let's flop over to doing lately. Shannon,
Yeah.
you want to kick us off?
Yeah. Let me kick us off. Yeah, so I've been playing Resident Evil 9. Well, not have been. I did finish it. So I took a little break until I have another day where I can like
Both
play.
things are true. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did finish it. Really mad because I missed 2 documents and they're early in the game. And I got every single other one. But yeah, no, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Even when I was like scared to death, I would be done. Like I would be so mad at the game. And I'd be like, "Well, that was fun. I really like this game." And everyone would be like, "Are you sure? You were just like cursing about how you hate this game like 5 seconds ago." But no, I had a really good time. It was my first launch Resident Evil. I did buy Resident Evil 4 remake at launch, but I didn't play it at launch because a little game called Final Fantasy 16 came out like a month later. And so I ended up playing Final Fantasy 16. But I had played like Resident Evil 2 and 3 over the pandemic. So like, you know, I had played them, or not over the pandemic, but like, you know, in the ensuing time after when I was getting back into games like 21, 22, 23. But yeah, so I really enjoyed this game. Really enjoyed the performances. Unreal performances, really. Like watching Nick, like obviously, like I think Grace, like what's her name, Angela, she's fantastic. She's incredible. She's the MVP. But I think what was really cool, having played, and I did play some of 4, so it's not like I haven't played 4, I just never finished it. Watching Nick play this man over 30 years is a joy and a delight. And he sounds so different from how he sounded in Resident Evil 2, how he sounded in Resident Evil 4. Insane. Also, watching him jump off things. Your knees, King. Your knees, King. They're going to turn to jelly. You're 49. But yeah, really great. I would love to kiss every woman at Capcom on the mouth. I actually did the survey, the post-game survey last night. And I did, when they asked me, like, what did you like about it? I did say, I would like to thank every woman at Capcom for their input in bringing this new Leon model to life. Yeah, great stuff. Lots of meme fodder. I'm glad that it's campy and fun. I'm glad that the one-liners are just as... I was literally about to like jump through the screen and punch him at one point. I can't tell you. There was one that made me so viscerally mad at him for saying it out loud that I was like, I will fight you myself. And then like, there's just so much fun playing as Grace. Stressful? Yes. But excellent. And like watching her story progress over the game. And there's certain aspects, Like, I got really emotional in one scene with Grace and Leon because it was a literal mirror of a scene in Resident Evil 2. I got kind of choked up because it's really fun watching Nick play a Leon who's clearly seeing, like, realizing he's, oh, I remember this. Like, just good stuff. Great game. Had a lot of fun. Can't wait to play it again as less of a baby. Definitely just excellent game. Yeah, great stuff. They announced the DLC today. Not what it is, but that it is in development. Photo mode, which I literally said 8 times while playing to my friends, because I almost exclusively played for friends. I almost didn't ever play it by myself. I was like, man, I really wish there was a photo mode. Please don't ask me why. I'm not gonna explain it. I shouldn't have to. Also, the environments are very pretty.
Did you play it with headphones and the lights off?
Headphones, lights were on, but not like all of them. I tried not to play at night, but then, like, obviously as I was like really getting into it, I was like, I'm fine. Freaked out, but fine.
Fine. Yep.
But I did play almost exclusively with headphones as well because I was streaming. I had to. So really good stuff. But yeah, photo mode's gonna be so good. I do have a lot of screenshots. There was one bit, again, I'm not gonna spoil any scenes, but like we were watching a scene and I was like screenshotting stuff. And one of the people I was streaming for, who I'd met, like, he just hopped into one of my streams with my friends. He just goes, I think what I really love the most is as I'm watching and just seeing your little, no, it might have been Harry. Somebody said, like, I really love that as I'm watching you play this, I just see screenshot. And I was like, I'm going to be honest. I've loved Leon Kennedy for years. This is my favorite Leon Kennedy. But yeah, had a good time. Can't wait to play it again. I've almost, like, I can't stop talking about this game. It's like, but it's different from Claire Obscure Can't Stop Talking About It because, like, I'm so excited that it was good. I'm really excited the direction it's taking the series in. I'm very excited about, like, the Grace-Leon relationship because, like, Leon is always paired with a woman and it's usually someone he can adopt. Fantastic stuff. Great stuff. And just yeah, great. I'm really excited. I'm really glad this game was as good as it looked, in my opinion. I have some criticisms. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about them here. And a lot of them are like, I can understand them too. So it's like, don't love it, but I know why you did it and I respect why you did it. But yeah, great game. Can't wait to see what they do with the DLC. Obviously, there's already a few theories / leaks as to what it could be. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, I'm excited. So that was, yeah, Resident Evil 9. Great game. Can't wait to play again. I also finished a Realm Reborn base game on Aoife, my bunny girl, which I've been slowly working on over the past few weeks. I'm in my Shankrid era. Thancred is he was always my favorite Scion, but like playing Endwalker and Shadowbringers where he really shines kind of made me remember how much I loved him. And so I made a character that I could just be like, go. And just, it's been really fun because like the memes are great. By the way, he is the Leon Kennedy of Final Fantasy XIV. We all came to that realization in the Final Fantasy XIV thread. We were listing all the things they have in common and the list just kept going. Like been possessed, adopted blonde children, seen the horrors, spies. Like it was really funny. It just kept going. But he's very great, and Peter Bramhill plays him, and he's excellent. Peter Bramhill is actually going to be in what's that game? Crimson Desert? Is that what it's called? They showed it at the Game Awards. They announced that he was in it, and I was like, okay, I'll consider it for Peter. And I met him at Otakon. He's really cool. But yeah, just having a great time playing that, memeing around. Now I have to do the patch content, which means Crystal Tower raids. They're the only required raids in the whole series, except for, I guess, technically Endwalker. Because of the shortened production period because of COVID, I think they incorporated them into the story. I think if I remember correctly, my friend told me about it. But yeah, like it's the only required raids in the whole series, and I now know why. By the way, it's very like I know there's one reason why, which I've known. There was another reason why revealed in Endwalker that was very good. I was like, okay, fair enough. So that's next. I'm still gonna play Endwalker. I've just been taking a break because I don't want to rush it. But also that's also tied to Thank Grid because I got the funniest Thank Grid scene I think I've seen in a really long time when they introduced the Laporits. Somehow I knew about the Laporits. No one had ever spoiled me to Thank Grid's reaction to the Laporits. And it was so funny because he is frozen in shock. Everyone has moved on. Everyone's discussing. He's just like the whole time. He's not okay. He's seen the horrors, but it's little bunny people that bust his brain. Incredible stuff. Very, very funny. So yeah. Very fun. I've been going to the gym, not for long, but whatever, just to train for my run. I basically just, like, my main training is going on the Stairmaster elliptical, whatever it is, because there's two different ones, but there's only one I like. And just going for, like, just going. Don't stop. Like, if you slow down, still go at a reasonable pace. I've gone, like, every time I go, I'm on there for just over an hour, and I always do over 4 miles on it. So that's most, and I only had time to do that when I went last time because Ms. Daisy had a grooming appointment, and I had to go pick her up. So I only had time for my hour on the elliptical. But yeah, doing that. The run is on the 4th. I did my 5K in October in 55 minutes,
4th
which
of
is
April?
why. Yeah. Yep. So I did my last 5K in just under 55 minutes, which is why the hour part is significant. Plus, the quick start workouts are only an hour. So I just, like, I figure since I did it in just under an hour last time, that gives me a good barometer of how quickly I can get it done if I don't stop. So I'm less likely to stop this time because the gritty 5K has, like, fun stations and stuff. This is just a run. So as long as I don't get stuck behind walkers again, I should be fine jogging the whole thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Apparently I'm the only one in my family who's been training. But there's a reason for that. Maybe I'll loop back to that as my last thing. It's finally nice outside. It's fake
Helps.
spring. It's fake
yeah.
spring. It's not gonna be as bad though, because like we are going into March, April, so like it'll be cool, but it won't be cold. And like today, for instance, let me pull up the Celsius because the Fahrenheit I understand.
Isn't that like high teens, low 20s?
It's actually 25 degrees right now.
Crazy town.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be 24, but there's a chance of rain. Our high was 26. It has come down a little bit. But then like Thursday 20, Friday 10, Saturday 10, Sunday
Crazy.
12. So like right back to normal.
Right.
Yeah, we have a weird, and Wednesday it's going to be freezing. Wednesday is going to be only a degree, like a high of a degree. And we might even get snow. But that's March for you, March in the Northeast. So I'm just hoping the weather around my travel days is okay.
Yeah, because PAX East's coming up.
Yes. I actually, this morning, one of the things I had to deal with was the fact that my manager somehow missed my request for PAX. He's fixed it. He did fix it. He told me.
Missed.
No, he said, I don't know how I missed because I texted him a screenshot of my requests And he didn't see the first one. He just saw the other one. He's like, yeah, I just have to accept them. And I was like, so I'm good for the 25th? And he was like, how did I miss it? Because we literally had a conversation about it. So I think he did genuinely miss it. But I was like, how did you miss it? It's been in for a week and a half because you have to submit it by a certain point, and then it gets cut off. So I had submitted it, and I told him I submitted it. And it was a whole conversation because I thought about taking off the Tuesday after, because like we would have had, we won't have it, but podcast normally. And then my drive is going to be longer because I'm coming home straight from Boston rather than staying at my friend's Sunday night and then driving the 4 hours. I'm going to be driving 6 hours home. And that's without stops. I will stop. I'm a baby. Not a baby. I just like stopping at the James Gandolfini rest area in North Jersey. But like it's going to take me longer. And I'll have to stop for gas because like 4 hours up to Connecticut on a good day is half my tank. Now I'll be coming from Boston, so I'm going to have to stop for gas on my way back. And so, like, it's going to take longer than that. So I thought about requesting off Tuesday, but then I remembered my run is on Saturday, and I would rather have Saturday and Sunday off and just, like, be tired Tuesday, because, like, realistically, my shift probably won't be that late because of my availability requests. But I was like, ugh. So, yeah. So I'll be driving home that Monday and just seeing what happens. Hopefully, if I leave early enough, I won't hit too much traffic coming home, because that's where they get you. Unless I get off the highway, that's less fun, but then it takes a lot longer. So yeah, we'll see.
If you're driving 6 hours, I would advise at least stopping once, Shan.
I
don't want you to
No,
crash.
I always stop. The thing is like, my first time driving home from PAX, which is when I went up for the one day. Well, I was up there longer than one day, but we only went to PAX for one day because it was the Final Fantasy 16 panel. And that was when Ben first ended up in Warframe. So we decided to check that out too, because like Tenno seems like a fun group, and it was a very fun panel. We knew nothing about it, but I was so entranced by Reb. So the most beautifully dressed woman I've ever seen in my life. So like I almost was looking at her more. I was like more interested in her than Ben at that point, because I was like, that is a beautiful woman. But like my drive home, we had a crazy rainstorm pass through the 95 corridor, the I-95 corridor. I live on the I-95 corridor. People in the United States will know what that means, especially if you're on the East Coast. But it is the road, the area of the Northeast that the I-95 runs through, the Interstate 95. Interstate 95 runs all the way from the tip of Maine to the Florida Keys. It is up and down the East Coast, and it passes through Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. Well, close to Boston, but I-95 corridor. So it passed through the Sunday I was supposed to drive home, and it was really heavy and really scary, and I just wanted to get home. So I ended up never stopping. I got gas when I left Connecticut that morning, and I drove all the way home. And like because I did not want to stop in that rain. Because if I stopped, I wasn't gonna. Where was I gonna go? I didn't want to walk in it because I'd be soaked. And of course, the rain stopped the second I crossed into Pennsylvania. Wouldn't you know it? So yeah. Hopefully uneventful, because I mean November was uneventful when I went up for the wedding, but when I went up for PAX last year, I got in a car accident on my way home. That was entirely my fault. A half hour into my drive, so that was fun. So yeah, we'll, hopefully it's uneventful and I have a great time. I'm only going for 2 days because the 6 will not be there. So I was like, that's fine. My friend has never been to Boston. We'll do Boston things on Saturday, which is the busiest day of the con too. So that way we can not be at the con on the busiest day. So we'll be there Friday and Sunday. I have to start working on my little gifts. But yeah, so it'll be chill times. One of the mods is going to be there, so I'm going to try and go see them.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. We were talking about it in mod chat.
In the chat that shall not be named.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a secret private conversation. We were just like, they saw I mentioned PAX, like, you're going to PAX? And I was like, yeah, I saw you were going. I was going to find you, etc. So, like, that's the plan. Hopefully everything goes according to. I took off Wednesday so I could take my time going up, but still leave early enough that I can miss a lot of traffic going through New York City and all that. Because that's where most of the traffic is North Jersey around New York City. And yeah, have a grand old time. Very excited. Very like exhausted just thinking about it, but excited. I do love PAX. I just wish I could see all my friends. Maybe next year.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Excellent. Thank you, Shan.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I'm so tired. It's been a day.
So good.
It's been a day.
Andy. What you been up to, buddy?
Well, since last time I was on, quite a lot of D&D, because I was planning ahead to do the one-shots during half-term, which couldn't have had two different sets of groups if I tried. The first one was just like, I made the mistake of not pre-generating the characters, so I spent a fair bit of time at the beginning doing that, but the group were just so lively and engaged and couldn't shut them up, basically, because it got to the point where I was trying to read out the epilogue of the thing, but they were just like going into one saying, you know, they want to do this and this and this with their character, and like, yeah, it's just a one shot, unfortunately. I'd love to be able to.
Yeah, we're not on a 1,000-hour campain here, guys.
Exactly.
Sorry, but
You should just do what I do, Andy, and make all my one shots at least 3 parts, because I know I won't finish it all in one sitting. I'm always like, I need
Very
to have to
fair.
be multi-part.
3-shot. What was the age bracket, Andy?
It was advertised as secondary school age, like 11 plus, but the first group, there was 2 brothers, and one was 9, one was 12.
Okay.
But you know, he was the 9-year-old was fine, so it wasn't too bad. That was in the first group actually, and he was you know,
No mature themes, shall we say?
yeah. But you know, he was super excited to play. And the second group was a bit like getting blood out of a stone, trying to get them to engage and do. It's like, come on, what do you want to do next? Like giving them prompts and options and things to do. But yeah, it was good fun. And been finally getting contact with Harry about rejoining the campaign that I'm doing on Sunday nights. So I'm planning when to get his character back in, but it's kind of I'm waiting at the moment to see which way the other players go with their decision as to where it's best to bring him back in. So a little bit up in the air, but yeah, that'd be good to get the full crew back, because it's pretty much at the last arc of the campaign and nearing the end game, but still, you know, a good couple of months at least of gameplay away.
Excellent, man.
Yeah, other than that, it's just standard work, play.
What are you playing right now?
I'm still just putting along playing old games. I've gone back to playing Civ again, because I saw they're doing some YouTubers are doing a playtest of some of the changes they're going to be implementing soon. So it got me interested in going back to playing Civ 7, and then
This is 7, right? Because
Yeah.
7 was the big departure, right? That's the one that has like eras where you switch the leaders, right?
Yeah. But the update that they're doing means that you can keep the same leader throughout now.
Okay.
And several other things that seem like it's going back to
Seem like good changes.
yeah, going back to how it's most people remember it. So
Cool.
yeah.
Excellent. Would you do the D&D with kids again?
Yes, but the options at the moment are limited in terms of when I can do it. Unfortunately, I can't really hard commit to doing it. The guy at the Games Cafe said he'd love for me to be able to have a regular slot, but I can't commit.
Yep.
So, and one of the other guys that was volunteering and working at the Games Cafe, after I finished the second session, came over and saying, "Are you interested in running your campaign for adults?" I was like, maybe. I've already running it on Sunday nights, so it might be once that wraps up that I can pick it up again. I don't know if I want to have 2 consecutive games running, but
Well, maybe you can do professional DMing, Andy.
well, that would be the dream. But, yeah.
What I'm hearing is, Andy, you need to bring Harry back as the big bad, have him murder everybody else, and then you can do your other stuff then.
Don't give the game away.
It's like scribbles out the notes. No.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Right on. Kenneth.
I'll try and be quick with mine because I have quite a few points to talk through, but I'll try and be as concise as I can. First thing, Andy, I don't know if you've ever played it, but there's a board game called Scythe that is
Yes,
very
played it.
Civ inspired, and it's
Yeah.
like steampunky kind of World War One. You've played it, awesome.
Yeah.
Because I was like, as soon as you said Civilization, it's like I love that board game, and I think you might like it if you love Civ. It's really good. Same as Shan, first of all. I've been playing RE9. I won't go over it too much because Shan's already kind of gone over the important bits. Leon's a hunk.
Leon Kennedy's
Grace is
biceps.
cool. Yeah. Pretty much all of my Instagram feed at the minute, because I keep looking at RE stuff, is just streamers every time Leon grunts when he walks over something or uses an injector, and they're just like reacting to that, and I'm just like, yo, you need to calm down. You need to fight Jesus.
Listen, everyone's having fun, and that's what matters.
But yeah, I won't go into spoilers, but I love this game. Genuinely, I think it's my favorite modern one since RE2 Remake. RE4 Remake is a really good game. I just don't like its tone shift from the original. Me and Shan have talked about this before. But Shan made a good point. I think it's because RE2 Remake's so serious. You couldn't really just go, hey, this is wacky. Because I think people would just be like, this doesn't suit.
This, I mean, especially like Harry, and I'll be brief with this point. Harry and I have talked, and he's talked with my friend because he joined our stream, a person he's never met before. And my friend Joe has also talked about this, but I think 7 drew in a lot of people who had probably never played a Resident Evil game and didn't know that they're usually campy. So when 8 came out, and it was kind of a little bit of both, but whether it actually was successful is like up for debate. And then they didn't like 8 because they thought they were all really scary. And so 9 kind of threading the needle a little bit and managing to be funny, a little bit campy, more like a traditional Resident Evil game. We kind of thought that people might not like it. And some people did say they didn't like it. They preferred 7. It's like, because this is Resident Evil. Like 9 is like 7, they were trying something different because 6 was considered a flop and it almost killed the franchise. But 6 was a very traditional Resident Evil game. It just wasn't a successful Resident Evil game. But like 7 was the most different they'd done in years, and they did that on purpose because they were trying to revitalize the series. And so it's one of those things where it's like, you know, people are playing Resident Evil for the first time because the game seems scary, but then it gets to the funny action parts, which are very Resident Evil, and they're like, well, I don't like this. And we talked about that with Harry, because Harry was very much I liked 7. I don't know if I like 9. It's like, well, yeah, because like 7 is a huge departure. 7 is very serious as well, very scary. And so, like, I don't know if I'd ever play 7 because I don't know if I'd survive it. But like very much, but I've watched people play 8, and 8 can be very scary. But also, like, Lady Dimitrescu exists. Like,
and Nicolas Cage is in it, basically.
Nicolas Cage is in it. Like, it's a lot less. It's more like a traditional Resident Evil. It's putting Ethan in a traditional Resident Evil game. So yeah, it's very much like, it's very enjoyable if you like Resident Evil, because it's more of a traditional Resident Evil game as opposed to like 2, which was a little bit more serious, and 4, which had like some goofy stuff, but overall was serious because it was a sequel to the other serious game.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 feels more like a traditional Resident Evil than 2 and 4 do. So like, you know, if you like Resident Evil, I think you like 9 a lot. If you wanted the game to be like 7, you might not be as big a fan of it because they were trying to do what they usually do, which is some of it's scary, some of it's more action. Leon's very funny. Some of the stuff is like goofy, like there's some physical comedy, you know what I mean? Resident Evil's version of physical comedy. Like I even had a moment where I was like, guys, it's the thing they cut from Resident Evil 4. And like it took everyone a full minute to realize what I was joking about. I won't say what it is. If you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. But there was literally a moment where I was like, aha! Like, but yeah, that's a little tangent, but like to the points we've made about like what makes 2 and 4 different from not only the other games in the remake series, but like, you know, it's because they're going back to their roots, and I for one appreciate it, because I'm a baby. I wouldn't survive if the whole game was tense and
Spooky
scary.
and horrible.
If
Yeah.
I had to be chased by Mr. X for the entire game, I would have exploded.
Yeah, I think but I think that's the reason
That's
why
Resident
I
Evil
love it.
2, by the way. Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
If he chased me the entire game, I would have exploded.
Not a fan. Yeah, I think that's the reason why I love 9. I feel like people that have been fans of Resident Evil for ages, I think, love it because it smashes the two current Resident Evils together. It's the RE4 action kind of. The gameplay's fun. The tone was, like I said, the tone was what the tone was. But the gameplay is fun, whereas Grace's bit was very much RE7. But I love that they're together. I know Harry absolutely had a crash out when the second he stopped playing as Grace. It's like, this is awful.
To be fair, I understood his point, and as
yeah.
as someone who knew people who finished it, I tried to comfort him as best I could that it was gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know?
He still enjoyed it. And to be fair, his complaints are valid if you really enjoy the spooky scary bit, and then you get into you can suplex people bit, and it's like tonally it's very it's very silly. So played RE9, absolutely loved it. Loved Grace as a character, so yeah, just enjoyed the whole thing with that. I finished Greedfall recently. I've been streaming Greedfall and finally finished that. Reminded me why I loved that game. My second playthrough, even though I did, like most RPG people do, I predominantly did exactly the same stuff I did the first time I played it, because you just get stuck into your patterns. But story-wise, this was very different, because the first time I played it, I made everybody really angry at me. And then there's kind of like I'll just say there's a moment where you kind of need allies in that game, and I had basically none. I had like
None.
one. So it made the end of the game very different, whereas this time I was a bit more political and like, hey, let's not antagonize everybody. And they gave me a very different ending. I got the second best ending. Again, I won't go into details, but I got the second best ending, not the best ending. I would argue the second best ending is the best ending for particular reasons. But yeah, I absolutely love that game, and I'm really excited for the new one, even if it's a little janky. I love the world. I love the fact that Harry's in it, so I'm going to give it a chance. I've been playing the 100 line. I can't really talk too much about it because I don't even know how to begin to explain it. I would need an entire stream just to explain what the 100 line is. There's a friend of mine that I keep talking. This is like, oh, you streamed today. How did it go? I'm like, yeah, so a luchador turned up. Somebody stabbed another person. But now they're friends again. They're just like, if you take all these bits out of context, it makes no sense. It's like, even with context, it makes no sense. I've been playing the game and I still don't know what's happening. So play the 100 line. It's great. It's bizarre. If you love Fire Emblem and like social sim visual novel stuff, and if you played like Danganronpa, I think you'll absolutely love it. The combat makes it fresh. I feel like Danganronpa, I loved the first 2 games, but after 2 games of it, it got a little samey. It's like
Gets
very
stale,
much,
right?
yeah. So I feel like the combat just gives it that little extra seasoning that it needed just to kind of revive the series a bit. I've started playing Alpha Protocol now that I finished Greedfall, which is a game that came out through Sega forever ago and just didn't exist for a while because I think they had licensing issues, I want to say. Can't remember if it was music or something. So it just got delisted for ages, and then GOG finally brought it back. So I'm playing through that at the minute, which I'm really enjoying. It's just a 20-hour little jaunt of fun spy stuff. And I thought it was like a good prep for James Bond as well, since that's coming out a little later in the year. Just do a little bit of silly, fun spy action. And then the other main thing is I'm going to MegaCon at the end of March, which is in Birmingham, which will have... Oh, crumbs! I've forgotten the actors' names.
Crumbs.
I know it's. I know that's my Harry friendly swearing.
Oh, crumbs. Heck.
Your PG-13
I use that
expletives.
at work all the time. Like whenever anything bad happens, I just say crumbs over the headset, and they're just like, "What?" I'm just like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine." So yeah, sorry, it's Esquia's VA and Monoko's VA, which I know is Rich, but it's Esquia's
Wait,
VA.
Max
Is Max
is gonna be there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to meet Max Sans.
If you want me to get you something, Shan, give me a shout.
I'll
and
think
I can see
about
what I can
it.
do. But yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think and then just saw it then. But yeah, Max Hans and Rich are going to be there, which I'm going to try and expand my. I have an Expedition 33 print, which I got signed by Jen and Sharla at MCM Birmingham last year. So I'm going to try and expand it. The one I'm really worried about is Charlie Cox, because I don't think he ever comes back to the UK anymore. I think he just lives in America. So unless I fly to America.
He's very busy playing a blind lawyer in New York.
So so the chances of getting him is a bit tricky. I'm also trying to... Kirsty Ryder keeps going to places that I can't go to at the minute. Like, she was in Glasgow at the start of the month, but I was like, I can't get time off to like.
Is there a reason you can't go to Glasgow, Kenneth?
I just time off work.
Oh, okay.
So unlike Shan, who can give like,
are you banned from Glasgow for some reason?
Yeah. Maybe I am.
Was it you? I'm kidding. I know it wasn't you. Don't. You're banned because you did the crime. I'm kidding.
I did. They're banned for being too handsome. I think that's my real crime.
Well, I was gonna say you burned down that building.
But... I know. I was trying to skirt around it because I was like, probably best not to mention sad current events.
That was actually very sad. I was a little devastated. I've never even been there. I hate seeing historical buildings get destroyed.
It was a beautiful building. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, unlike Shan, who can give like a couple of weeks' notice and get time off, I once gave 8 months' notice and they wouldn't let me have a wedding off. And I said, can I get cover for it? And they were like, we don't have overtime. It's like, how do you know you don't have overtime 8 months in advance? It's
yeah,
like, unless you have a crystal ball. So
8 months is crazy that they wouldn't let you have 8 months.
Yeah, crazy. So unfortunately, trying to get like short notice like time off is a nightmare. And I didn't know she was there until I think she got announced quite late. So she's going to be like another one I need to try and get. And then my last thing is I haven't been playing much D&D at the minute. I'm in a D&D campaign where there's 2 groups of 5 people, and at the minute we're all together in one place, so we're having to do 10-person D&D, and trying to get 10 people together on one day is a bit tricky when you're an adult. So we're basically playing like every 2 or 3 weeks at the minute. So
That's still good for 10 people, I have to say.
it's not too bad. Hopefully we'll be able to split up again soon. Not because I hate the other 5 people, but just for ease of being able to play.
Right.
So I'm playing that tomorrow. Actually, we're getting together again, and then
Excellent,
we're having like a plan of action to split up. But yeah, that's everything from me. Thank you.
Sweet. Sounds great.
Good work.
I will also raise the specter of RA9. I will not get into my thoughts because I haven't fully finished the game. I got probably 2 or 3 hours to go.
I like when I log into Discord and I see Doc playing Resident Evil 9.
So I got a couple out, two maybe 3 hours to go to finish up, I think. Without going into a debate, which maybe we'll have a
We
RE9.
still have to do the other one.
We got to do
Oh,
an
no.
Expedition 33 spoiler cast, yeah.
All the games that came out between 2024 and 2026
Yeah.
that we have to talk about.
That we have to talk about.
Yeah. Stream.
I feel hairy on the tonal difference. I also felt that it was I understand why it's there. I think it's a bit too jarring. I'm not sure I necessarily agree about that particular game design decision. But I can understand why they did it. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. That's fair. It's not for everyone.
But overall, I'm really happy that it's doing well because I think this is the type of game that needs to do well right now, for the industry as a whole. Showing that, even if not everybody likes it, everyone can still appreciate the craft that went into making something like this, right?
Mm-hmm. They literally hung that girl upside down. Well, not hung, but she did perform that upside down. That's like crazy to me.
I mean, the one thing I'm appreciating the most out of everybody's reaction to it is like the flowers the RE engine is getting, because especially with like all the issues of Unreal Engine 5 at the minute, it's making life a bit difficult for game devs. I like that the RE engine's kind of getting its flowers because it is a very pretty game and it runs surprisingly well as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a good benchmark for with the rig that I have for how well things perform. But
What are you
yeah.
playing it on, Doc? Because I know you have a couple options as well, like I do.
I am playing it on PC. I wouldn't play
Okay.
it. I wouldn't play it on PS5 really unless I had to, I think. But yeah.
It's funny because I had said to my friend I wanted to pre-order it, and he's very much one of those, like, I mean, I am too, against pre-ordering, and he specifically was like, would you be pre-ordering it for your PC? Because sometimes Capcom PC ports have issues at
kinda-
launch, and I had no problems.
No, I mean,
at
technically-
all. Mad impressed, like I was with Final Fantasy 16 when it first launched on the PlayStation. Like, mad impressed.
Yeah, I mean,
very
technically
few
it
issues.
ticks all the boxes. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
very
playing
impressive.
again. Like, I'm not here to flex about my rig, but yeah, I mean, I'm playing at 100 and some odd FPS at 1440p with everything.
I did not look at mine. I'm gonna be real. I did choose performance over
Yeah,
graphics.
I mean, everything
so.
jacked up, and yeah, game looks great. The path tracing implementation is very nice. Lighting, especially in the second half of the game, the lighting is really impressive.
I love being blinded. Playing a game that
Flashbang.
has parts that take place during the day, that was the one bit that I kept saying
Yeah,
to my friend. I was like,
it's-
this is crazy to play a Resident Evil game that takes place while the sun is out, but it's still terrifying.
Yeah,
like, it's still scary.
It's a deliberate. I think some of that
Very
is like a
cool.
very deliberate decision,
It's
right?
very deliberate, yeah, because of the
Um,
time of day as well.
Yep.
Very deliberate.
So, yeah. I'll probably have more to say about it when I'm finished.
I'll play my third playthrough by then, I'm sure. I'm kidding. You're almost done.
I'm
You're
almost done.
done.
I'm almost
yeah.
done. And so yeah. Again, great. I think it's great for the industry to have a game like this succeed right now, both critically and economically. And that's good for a bunch of reasons. And long may it continue. I'm hoping for that to continue with a whole series of games here in the spring. So, otherwise, swimming. I'm about, coaching about 4 to 6 hours a weekend right now. Probably just trying to put the hours in. I gotta put the hours in, and then here in a couple weeks, I have my practicals. When I get evaluated, see whether I'm doing things appropriately, etc. So that'll be good, and then I'll have some stripes to put on my t-shirt. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, hopefully everything goes well. I've submitted all of the written stuff, and yeah, now it's just the practical bits. So
Fun.
fingers crossed for me. Should be fun. I always find the practical bit the most fun. It's always a bit nerve-wracking, at least initially, because you're being watched, basically. But yeah, hopefully I'll have more to say about that towards the end of March, beginning of April. And then I'll have to wait until like June, I think, in order to get all my results back. So fingers crossed for that. Bunch of meets coming up as well. So away on a series of weekends. And that's kind of it for me. I will probably wait to hear from Kenneth how he's enjoying Greedfall, and before I jump in. And I think Bard's playing as well, so see what she has to say about it. Although I think she's going to play on PS5. You're playing on PC, Kenneth, right?
Yeah, I'll be playing on PC, yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's it for me, to be honest. I actually don't know what I'm gonna play. I'll probably go back to Yote. I left it kind of, so I think I'll go back and play and finish that up because it deserves to be finished. And that's it. I'll probably leave once I finish RE9. I think I'll leave it for a bit and then maybe come back and play it again.
That's
DLC.
what my friend's doing. Yeah, my friend said he usually puts his games down for a minute, like unlike me, where I'm like pilled.
Because I've been seeing a lot of people on the media side. They're like, "Oh, I played through the game like 4 times."
Yeah,
like,
what's
Jesus.
his name? No, what's his name? Played 9 times. What's that one games journalist who works for the Washington Post?
Gene Park.
Yes, he played it 9 times, and that was the title of his review. Was I played Resident Evil 9 times?
Like, I like the game, but I ain't playing it 9 times.
Well, what if you want to become a speed
Yeah,
I saw somebody
runner.
miss it by 11 seconds because you get a trophy if you beat it in 4 hours. And I was trying to figure out why, because they don't grade them this time. Not a spoiler, but they don't grade you. They just
Which is good.
tell you your results. Yeah, I like it because I always feel bad because I saved like 60 times. And you usually get points knocked for saving a ton of times.
Oh, I'm up like
But-
90 something saves.
Okay,
at this
good. I
point.
feel better.
I just get I'm one of those guys that's like I've done this
I
and I'm
need to
about to do
save.
this other thing. I'm just not gonna go and do that shit
not
again.
gonna risk it.
I'm like I'm at that point in my life. Like
Yep.
I'm not. There's no way I'm repeating this section that took me 5
Exactly.
minutes 6 times here, guys.
Yeah, and so basically this person posted their results and they were like, I'm so sick. And I was trying to figure out why. And then I realized, I was like, 4 hours and 11 seconds.
Seconds.
I was like, oh, that's awful. But you know what's really nice? So like I won't say why, but there was a reason I had to like run my time up for a reason I won't say why. And it's still when I did the because you can log in on their website and they'll compare your stats. They did count my initial finish time. And I was like, that's very nice. They did not have to do that because it gave me results, multiple results.
Multiple times.
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
only counted my first result as my like completion. And I was like, well, that's nice because now I can accurately tell. Like Steam says I played it for 27 hours, but obviously like I paused it a ton. Or I replayed parts and their clock works differently. So like I beat it in like 15 and a half hours, something like that.
Yeah, I think mine was 13, so
Yeah,
not too much
I would have been
quicker.
faster if I was less of a baby. And also, I got the deluxe edition, so I had the letters from 1998, which is devastating, by the way, absolutely
Oh, yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
And at one point, I got lost. So while Harry and my friend were debating Resident Evil, I was literally going in and out of the same location over and over and over,
In order
and
to
so
try
like
and
to try and find it.
Yeah.
So
and you've got to do
that's
them in
probably
order
why
and all this. It's like
you have
yeah.
to do them because they don't populate. There's a reason why, because I walked down an alleyway and an item wasn't there, and then as I found the letters, the item appeared. But like yeah, it definitely upped my time. I probably could have beat it in like 14 hours.
If you
But
weren't
we'll
searching
see.
for stuff, right?
And if I wasn't a baby, and also I didn't want everything. I'm still so mad that the only documents I missed were at the beginning of Rhodes Hill.
Bummer.
Yeah, I missed 2 raccoons, which broke my heart. So
I
really
missed
looking for
raccoons
them.
too. I don't know how many though. I haven't checked, but I also missed. But I will say I got my rarest trophy was a 14% trophy. I saw it was an achievement. I was like, I need that somehow, and I got it. It's cat got your tongue, and it's you cut off a licker's tongue with the hatchet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't get
And
that
I
one.
got it, and I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I'm so cool. So yeah, that's my rarest achievement right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right. We will come back on RE9, I'm sure,
Oh yeah.
at some point. We've only spent about half an hour talking about it.
It's a great game. It's a great. What's that meme? It's where it's like he's a good boy. Is it Jeff? Is that the name? He's like they're good boys, Jeff. It's like it's a good game, Doc.
It is a game worth talking about.
Leon Kennedy
it's hard,
is in it.
It's just, unfortunately, it's hard to talk about it without
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you haven't finished it either, like
spoiling it.
I have so much to say and that I can't say because you haven't finished it.
Yep. Cool. Art showcase. Probably next time we'll go through some of the celebration stuff that has been
Should
released.
we explain the celebration? Not that anyone needs to know, but like we can give a brief.
I mean, sure.
We're celebrating.
It's in the
The
March.
theme is celebration.
Yeah, I mean,
Yay.
submitting stuff for
I'm going to do a bad Photoshop because that's all I know how to do.
I mean, great. Shan. Like that.
I have to come up with a bad
better
Photoshop.
than nothing. So.
Yeah. I'll mail it to them.
I did think about
their
doing
PO box.
Since it was mentioned directly. I did think about doing some weird pipe cleaner thing and then sending it in, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I'll print out my weird
I have time.
Photoshop and mail it to them. hang this somewhere.
So
please.
if you want all the details, go and check out the monthly update for March. All the details
it's
are
in
there.
the Discord as well. It's right in the announcements.
Discord, etc. Go check it out.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I think it's time
Spoliers.
for the Spoliers
Leon
to
Spoliers Kennedy.
enter the chat. Episode 49.
Oh boy.
Before we get to the predictions, 60 seconds or less. What was our review of 49? Andy.
It's like being in school.
I feel like
You
that was
never know if you're gonna get called on.
I feel like that was the perfect response from Andy. By the way, it was just like the look of shock on his face.
Well, normally he's fighting cats, not, getting called on in class.
Yep.
Your mic's
Oh,
muted, by the way,
we can't
Andy.
hear you now, buddy.
Oh no.
I'm sure whatever you said there was prolifically amazing.
No,
He's not going to be able to repeat it. Oh no.
I was just saying, there's no cats around to fight.
Uh-huh.
Not right now, but I saw him. Her.
Yes.
I saw
Yeah.
the cat.
Go on.
Yeah, go.
60 seconds. I can't sum it up in 60 seconds. Other than it was very good, as usual.
There you go.
Thank
I
you.
can't sum it up in 60 seconds.
That's summed up in 60 seconds or less. Kenneth.
Bombshells and beautiful words.
Shannon.
Kooky. Orphans.
Okay. Kooky orphans.
Kooky and orphans. Scary.
Excellent.
Resident Evil levels of scary. Rhodes Hill with Grace Ashcroft levels of scary.
Great.
Get out of there, girl.
Good. Yeah, I really think that they're hitting their stride now. I thought 48 was potentially the best episode they've ever done. Just felt like the most complete. I still think it's the most complete that they've done, but this was pretty close. Obviously there's more kind of character interplay here, but yeah. Really, 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 really solid. That's my 60 second or less.
Nice.
Predictions from last episode. The title of the episode is
No secrets among friends. I saw it and immediately was like, I think I said 4 this time.
and you did indeed.
I
Shan,
did.
say
I don't know if
4.
you guys saw me, but I actually was like, when I
Unfortunately, I
noticed
was
it.
not in the watch party
That's
this
right.
time.
Doc was not there this time. It was Doc's turn to miss one.
Yep. I was absent.
I'll do the honors.
Internet issues, which have now been resolved. I guess that's the other thing I was doing. Was just a
Fighting
day and a half of
an ISP.
day and a half of ISP issues, which touch wood, all sorted out. So yes, four words in the title. They did not level up, which I'm sad about.
Sorry.
In fact, I'm not even sure they're going to level up at the end of the next episode, for that matter.
Fashion show
I feel
at
like
lunch.
we've got at least 1, maybe 2 episodes still of shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shan, this party will strong-arm Dolly into a more elaborate performance.
I feel like it's a greasy win because Radian got to do he got to warm up the crowd.
He
did. To be fair, he was trying to strong arm her into a more elaborate performance. I also reacted to that, but it's like a greasy win because, like, technically by getting the chance to warm up the crowd, he did strong arm her into a more elaborate performance.
Yes.
I'll give it a greasy.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah. The rest of it was bad.
There was no Radiant Vision per se, but boy, was there a.
There was Radian.
There was a Radianism, which I'm sure we will get into in more detail.
Oh yeah, the act. Yeah, I also reacted to that. Like sometimes I get very animated when we watch episodes. Sometimes I don't. But
Jazzy said Barabask would step through the mirror. He did not step through the mirror.
Not. He didn't even bother because he's a coward.
He did spell through the mirror though, so
He did.
He did. He did. He failed, in fact, to spell through the mirror. Or succeeded to spell, and then I succeeded in the save, which I'm sure we will discuss in painstaking detail here shortly. Elowen's greatsword influences her to attack. No, in fact,
No.
almost the reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was
And-
a little greatsword reference by Elowen, but no actual
but no actual
rolls or anything.
rolls or interplay, or mechanical interplay with the sword. Yes.
Yeah.
I think Sophie's is greasy here with he will not be
I was thinking the
completely
same
fooled.
thing.
Yeah.
He wasn't, but he didn't succeed in getting proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you just
He,
knew
it's
something was up.
greasy.
certainly knew something was amiss.
Yeah, very greasy. So we got 2 greasies, 1 green, and then a ton of red.
Yes. Right. Maybe we should start with the beginning of the episode. And I went back and looked at the timing, and Alex was alone for like 20 something minutes. Ben for I think even longer, almost a half an hour with Harry. Before we get to the zone of truth specifically, which I'm curious Andy's thoughts on this, but what did we think of Eyes charades?
He learned from the best. What's his name? Trey.
Oh yeah.
Trey, our beloved boy.
The man.
The man, the myth, the legend, the
Yes,
monk.
indeed.
The man, the myth, the monk.
Mm-hmm.
We were discussing, obviously you weren't there, Doc, but we were discussing like disguise self and like how Harry will potentially rule it to work in terms of like voice
Yep.
change, because it doesn't specifically say it, but the way I have always thought of it is that you essentially temporarily become that person, like voice wise and everything else wise. But then Alex brought up a really great point, which is just because I can sound like Atticus, I can't talk like Atticus. Like it'll just be Atticus, but like I is doing an impression of Atticus. So I didn't even think of that until Alex said it. I was like, oh, that's a great point. So yeah, I loved the whole him trying his best to charades it with Barabusk.
I'll be very interested to hear what Andy thinks, but to your point, Kenneth, disguise self is a really tricky one. It's been a long time since I had deep interplay with it, but as you say, I've always thought of it as someone's ability to act as somebody else. And almost like, hey, this person has a really good costume of this person on. And not that it lets you do anything more, but it does get mechanically super weird, right? When you are trying to have someone who's maybe speaking a language that they don't normally speak and all sorts of stuff like that, which Andy, what do you think about what do you think about disguise self?
It's one of those things that even in the description, it really only focuses on your physical appearance and not anything else. So the way I'd play it is you would really have to be very good at performance to pull off actually sounding or acting like someone. Because even if you look like someone, you can still walk in a different way or have different normal mannerisms that give you away. And it's the lower end of that kind of illusory magic. It's not seeming, which is the higher level version and can be cast on multiple people. So it's not intended to be foolproof, I don't think. The thing that surprised me was that and I guess we'll get into more detail about Barabask himself, but I was expecting, if he was to actually have been some kind of ascended person, as in not quite a god, maybe a demigod or something, he might have true sight, which would basically seen through everything anyway. But it seems like he is just still a mortal with extra bells and whistles added on, but so he's still fallible in that regard and can be fooled. And I thought Alex played it exactly right in that situation, because he, like you said, he couldn't have spoken like Atticus at all. So he had to work out a way to.
True sight is 5th level?
I don't know
6th
the
level?
spell. I was more thinking just an innate ability.
Innate ability?
Celestials and devils have devil sight, which is basically mechanically the same, but obviously.
I do like the idea, though, of Barabask being so arrogant that as he's augmenting himself with godly powers, that he just goes, I mean, if I've got a level 9 spell, I don't need true sight. Like, I can just kill them anyway, like, instantly. Like, I like the idea of it's something like that. It's like his arrogance is the reason he doesn't have something like that.
It doesn't feel like he needs it, right? Yeah. I'm just looking at the... Can see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shapeshifter or creature that is transformed by magic. So, to your point, Andy, that would be... Yeah. I guess then there's the kind of counter, well, if this is a god augmented version of disguised self, does that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I put in the watch party chat when we were talking about it. It's kind of, is this because themselves granted them that ability that it's able to fool a god or.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I did think that the casting of Zone of Truth, especially considering it's more or less a truth serum, and just prevents you from making deliberate lies, right? Does not prevent you from saying truths or avoiding the question that you're asked.
Yeah.
Certainly gave the whole discussion I think it would have been very interesting if I had failed to save, that's for sure.
I think Alex probably would have been able to avoid saying certain things, but
yeah, because you can't, if I remember correctly, you can't compel the person to answer.
Yeah, they can just choose to not respond. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know that if they have responded, if they have lied. At that
Yes.
point, yeah.
And I guess at that point you just go, well, if you refuse to talk, if you take the Fifth Amendment, then you must be guilty, kind of thing.
If you've pled the fifth, then yeah. Yeah, I think that obviously the whole exchange, Barabask's visage, the framing of the whole discussion, how everything transpired and concluded, I thought was quite a satisfying end to that little section, kind of bookended.
It does make me worry, though, that I think the fact that Barabask knows something is up, and it's specifically the person that's doing stuff with the gems, it makes me think that Barabask's going to then send something to Taliska now, because I think he assumes that like it's not worked for some reason, even though he doesn't know specifically why or how.
I really thought that because Harry kept kind of intimating to Alex that, hey man, like you need to hurry up here.
Yeah.
More or less, that if Barabask has other allies in the city, and presumably you kind of implied that this guy's house was under attack, and you specifically asked him to come and kill the people, or at least that was the implication of the discussion you had, then maybe like sticking around at this place was not such a great idea. And yeah, it's another one of these that I'm definitely waiting. So far, Harry he's hit a few of the cast with the here are the consequences of your actions stick. Right? He's definitely hit Alex with it. Definitely hit Ben with it. Definitely hit Aoife with it. And Holly as well. But he hasn't really hit Alex with it. And this was one where, he could have got...
Well, he never
coulda
really
got
does
hit.
anything wrong. I is a perfect boy. He never really makes mistakes like this, and he usually gets himself out of them. This is like the biggest boy thing he's
Yeah.
gotten into yet.
You're right, Shan. Like,
He's the goodest boy. He's the people's princess.
he's the goodest boy. He doesn't do any... He doesn't do controversial
He's never
things.
done anything wrong ever in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't do controversial things, right?
No. He doesn't even know how the world works. He doesn't know his ABCs.
Yeah.
He doesn't know his one,
Doesn't
two,
argue with
threes.
people.
No.
He does know his eye now, though.
Yes.
He does. Yes. He can count to this many.
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
I've forgotten what the context is, but I love the bit with it's kind of like detracting slightly, but I love the bit where like I and Radian were having a serious moment about something. I can't remember what it was now. And Alex says Ben, and he's like, "Wait," like he was so like stuck in the moment. He said Ben instead, which is
It was after
Alex normally doesn't slip up like that.
Yeah, it was after he asked him to persuade him about the boots.
Oh yeah. The
Oh,
boots,
that was it. Yeah.
Ben,
Yes.
persuade me, and then yeah, when he it's very funny.
Persuade me. Yes. I was gonna ask, and maybe I'll just ask Kenneth, because he's probably played the most D&D recently, and as a player, in your current campaign or in recent campaigns, Kenneth, have you been in a situation where your character has become isolated?
Yes, quite a few times. Yeah.
Do you like that?
When
It's
I
like
was
D&D therapy. Do you like when you get isolated?
When
I
How did
was
it make you feel?
Hold on.
when I was a squishy when I was a squishy wizard, no, because I was like, I only have so many spells. If this goes wrong,
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of trouble. But one
Fear
of
of
the times,
abandonment.
but one of the times that happened is when I was a paladin, and basically I kind of got put to one side and had to, luckily it required persuasion, which paladins are good at because they have charisma. But I basically got stuck in a room with a mob boss essentially, and I had to persuade them to like join our like war effort, kind of similar to what's happening right now really with the natural six stuff. And I had no backup, and my initial roll was really bad. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to fight an entire room full of mob people now. This could only end well. I mean, I've got a lot of health, but I don't think I have enough health to fight 20 people. And I managed to somehow like bring it around and recover from it. But that was not a fun time. And another time with the same paladin, I misty stepped into a room that had a wall of force door in the way of it. There was like no other way for us to get in, so it's like, I'll misty step in. And then I picked up a skull that had, we didn't know at the time, but we knew afterwards, that had disintegrate loaded into it. So I picked it up and the DM was like, it's starting to react. What would you like to do? So it's like, okay, I'm going to drop the skull and Misty Step back through the wall of force. And then the skull basically just did a 360 and just started lasering everything like Cyclops from X-Men. And somehow it didn't hit the wall of force because the one thing that will break wall of force is disintegrate. And the DM was like, "You so almost died there," and I'm like, "No, don't tell me that." I was like, "Oh god."
It's one of those, yeah, I would say it's one of those DM faux pas to ever tell your players you almost died there.
Yeah. I was like,
But yeah, Andy, do you like one-on-ones?
In some, yeah, the last session we just had, there was it wasn't technically a one-on-one because the rest of the party were just outside this house. That they were talking to the construct guard that was standing at the gate to distract it so that one of the other guys could go in. He triggered the trap and ended up being under hold person for 3 rounds. It was. And as soon as the trap was triggered, the guard had like gone sprinting from the gate into the house to go and find him. And I run brutal critical in my campaign, so basically you max the damage, you max everything,
Yep.
and then roll the dice on top, so you get super damage dice on critical hits. And if you're hitting someone that's paralyzed in melee, then it's an automatic critical. So, and I didn't say you almost died, but I did point out that he would have done 44 damage base plus 48 on top of that for each hit. Anyway, and the guy went, yeah, I would have been dead in 2 hits.
He would have been in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
because we've had this. Ironically, we've had this discussion before with our DM because he was like, "Oh, is there any way to like adjust crits? Because it does seem a bit sad sometimes when you get a crit, but then you roll real low on it and you just don't get any damage from it." And my DM was like, "Just keep in mind that whatever rules we implement for crits also works for the people that are attacking you as well." I was like, "Fair point. We won't change it. It's fine."
I mean, no, that's the thing that came up in session 0, and I said, I always like running brutal critical, but it does mean that I can be brutally criticaling you if it turns out that way. So, yeah.
It does turn. It definitely changes the dynamics of the game because the risk is substantially higher, right? Yeah. What did you think of the one? Do you like the one-on-ones, Shan? Do you like when there's just one?
I think they're interesting, like storytelling wise, because I think they're cool because they allow for things to kind of stay like be known. But no, I like when there's mysteries for other people because it adds story and drama to the other characters. Ben was very forthcoming this time. Alex just didn't want to know. Alex was like, I want to be surprised. But he was like perfectly happy to tell them what happened if they wanted to know, like, because it wasn't really anything that needed to like be a secret to the players. Like to the characters, yes, they didn't need to know what was going on. But if the players were interested, they could know.
I still don't think he actually told them everything.
He didn't give them a ton of details, no.
No.
I think it was mainly as well because he was shook off because of what Holly said.
Yes, it was mostly because he wanted to get, and that was the thing I was like excited to talk about when we started. So when Elwyn had her dream that nobody was around for, at the end of the dream, the one about Radiant, at the end of the dream, Harry had the sword say to her, like, he'll do anything to survive. Like, he cares only for himself. He'll do what it takes to survive. And so here we are. Ben is completely by himself, and he said, "I'll do what it like. I don't care. Like, I don't care what happens as long as I win. I'll do anything to survive." And then apparently, when they got back in the room and they had settled in, he had looked over at Holly's notes and saw it written in her notes for a different reason, and was like, worried that they had listened in or whatever. And or he just asked. He wasn't really worried. He was like, "Did you listen? Did you hear us?" She's like, "No, why?" And so he basically gave them the gist so that he could explain how he had completely separately said the exact same thing. And like how
Which is
crazy
crazy.
that was. It's
yeah.
so insane.
When-
So like, yeah, no details, but the grand gist of the conversation.
When that came up, I was half expecting, because I've had this before where someone's messaged me separately as the DM to say, I want my character to do this. I'm not going to say it out loud so that there's no fear of anyone else metagaming or any other shenanigans. I was wondering if Holly had actually shadowed him and listened in at that conversation.
Yeah.
Because it would have been entirely possible for her to do that without
Totally.
Radian noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I did think about that too in the moment, because I was thinking, you're not, because you've isolated him, and maybe this is something that they bring in a little bit, is that because you've done that, there's no opportunity for anyone to interrupt. There's no opportunity then for anyone else to make the decision, I'm going now to go find out where Radian is, right? Or I followed him, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see whether they put something, maybe there's a way for them to do that. I know that there is a fourth wall between at least Harry and the production team, right? So maybe there's that opportunity to kind of interrupt, right?
It'd be nice if like Harry had like a Secret Service agent style like earpiece. So like
A
they do
little,
like the
yeah.
mic. So they do like the microphone
button.
from production to tell them. But it'd be nice if he got like in his ears, just like, by the way, Elwyn's outside and wants to have followed Radian, and Harry's like, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, have her roll a stealth outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be cool.
I will
Go ahead, Shan.
I was just gonna say I really liked that conversation also led to, because Holly had to explain that she didn't hear anything, she had to talk about what it was like to like watch Harry and Ben play off each other without being able to hear them.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And
yeah.
being able to like see some actors doing their craft and like telling that something very interesting is going on, but not having any idea what they're saying. And knowing like kind of being jealous that you can't hear what these great actors are saying. I was like, I mean, yeah, that must be crazy, because like obviously we get to see it and we get to be really like excited and thrilled about the performances from like anytime Harry's alone with another one of the actors, even the non-actors. But you know what I mean? Like it's great when you get to see people you're used to only hearing do their craft. And so, especially like someone as like kooky as Ben and Harry, like they're always funny to watch together. But yeah, it hadn't occurred to us that they would watch them when they leave the room, even if like they can't hear them. Like
Even
they know
if they
something.
can't hear what
Yeah.
they're saying.
Like it never occurred to us. So to hear Holly talk about that made it like I thought that was really interesting.
The thing
Because they are fun to watch. I can't imagine what that's like to watch them though with no audio.
So it's interesting you say that. So when I heard all that stuff through, I was like, I'm gonna try and do it. So what I did
that'd be
good.
is I
Yeah.
went back, and obviously I've listened to it already, so it's
Yeah.
kind
Right.
of
Bias,
cheating, right?
Well, a little, but you know.
But I turned it off and I just watched body language. And I watched a little bit of Alex as well, only a few minutes, but then I watched the whole thing with Harry and Ben, and it's real. I would encourage you guys to go back and watch it. It's clear that Ben is under incredible stress there. It is just so obvious that either, and it'll be obviously, we don't know what's happening afterwards, and we don't know the consequences of that discussion fully. but I really do wonder how much of that was just total ad lib and how much of it, because we don't really know how much Harry and Ben have talked about these things previously and how much they were doing on the fly. But just kind of watching his body language, I feel like so much of what Ben did there was on the fly, which makes it all the more impressive, right?
Well, I think they did say in the action surge that they've only just started to meld together the stories, because like Harry came up with improv that Ben didn't know,
Yep.
and Ben came up with improv that Harry didn't know, and it's like they're saying like in the last few episodes this is the first time they've actually both sat down and gone like, oh, let's make something together that kind of ties everything together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really exciting.
A beautiful symbiosis.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cool.
I just love watching Harry too, to be honest. I think he's so devious. Like,
Yeah, it's
you can
when Harry
always-
smiles,
I
you know
love
something
when
bad
you.
happens.
They're two of my favorite well, there's a few, but like my two favorite recurring reactions are Harry when he lights on an idea. And I thought it was really funny that they said something to him in action surge and he started to smile really slowly. And Alex was like, stop, stop, stop. And when Ben says something so stupid on the cuff that he reacts to his own like blurt. Those are my two favorite. Like whenever you see Harry plotting live in action, and Ben when he realizes he said something completely stupid. There was like the one episode where they were coming up with the instruments. He did it like twice in a single scene, and I was like, incredible acting, just incredible stuff. Like whenever Ben just goes like you could tell like he definitely knew that wasn't coming.
Yeah, or
And he's the one who said it.
there's a specific look he also gives when he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that."
Yeah.
Right?
Really fun. I might be able to play poker against these people.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is like we've literally watched them now for whatever it is,
Too much.
300
Too
hours
many
or whatever.
hours.
Yeah.
Too many.
So, yeah, I guess maybe 150,
I
175.
feel like he had another one of those moments in this episode. I can't remember what it was, where he did that little blink thing when he said something really stupid.
Yeah, I was like, whoops.
I
shouldn't have done that.
Cannot remember what it was.
Shouldn't
It
have
was
done
just
that.
something goofy, but for the life of me, cannot remember what it was. Might have been
Yep.
something to one of the parents. I remember distinctly him saying something completely stupid.
It's possible.
And making that face that he makes when he says something very stupid and then has to play off it because he said it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Cool.
So before we move on from the Barabas guy thing, I just want to highlight a couple of the bits of dialogue that I thought. Because the word that I use, guilt, came up, and Barabas returning with guilt is not a feeling for those who change worlds, which is kind of relevant at the moment, and guilt is an empty word in a dying world.
I wrote that one down too.
Yeah. But they also did the goofy thing of when he said, "You get it in there," and
Alex, the social
broke character.
It's so, yeah. It's so hard with this group to. I think the most significant amount of prolonged tension for a long time now was Ben and Farthing in the tavern. Like, there's no fooling around there, right? Like, that's basically
That was high stakes.
that's a high stakes poker game going on there, right? And I'm sure we'll get into Radian's character later on, but yeah, Very topical. Of course, this was recorded 2.5 months ago, so maybe there's some clairvoyance going on with the cast, but yeah. I think we've played ourselves on the nature of evil a little bit, and maybe we'll pivot to that now on the use of the gems and basically using one's weapons against
The tools
oneself.
of the enemy.
Yeah. How do we feel? How are we feeling about this dilemma, shall we say? Kenneth.
I feel like I fall on Team Dolly. I feel like the most reasonable thing to say is we're fighting a war against essentially a guerrilla warfare group, a guy who claims to be a god, and whatever the hell's in the Shadowfell. Maybe just use whatever dirty tactics we have available to hand, which is completely reasonable. Like, I think much like Dolly said, to be fair, Dolly was like, I'm not going to hold it against you guys if you decide to use it, but I just feel like, personally, I feel like it's a slippery slope, because if you're trying to promote yourselves as, like, we are, like, the last light, we are, like, the kind of promotion of, like, what humanity can be and what we should fight for, and then them saying, oh, but then we'll just, put these gems inside a city and make them all depressed, and then try and, like, subvert and get away in that way. I feel like Dolly's viewpoint was we should be trying to get into a city and almost, like, propaganda our way to the hearts of people rather than trying to bring them down to make it easier to take over, which I feel like thematically I'm more on Dolly's side in terms of that, but I can understand you wanting to use every tool available to you, definitely.
I agree completely. I would say as well that D&D as a system in general is not a great structure for political intrigue.
Yeah.
That is not how the system is set up. That's not mechanically how it's structured. Now, if there was any group that was going to be able to make that work, though, this might be the group. Given that I think we haven't had an attack roll in how many episodes now? 4, maybe 5?
Ooh. I'll vamp and have a look, but yeah, it's been a while.
So, like, definitely not rolling damage dice, that's for sure. I guess we probably had some attack rolls for the for penis targeting.
Rip Eric.
I was looking down and was
Blessings
not
up.
expecting those words to come out.
Blessings up for Eric and his appendage.
So
Yes.
episode 44 was the last one, which was the attack on the road to Taliska. So that's the last time they've rolled
like
attack
5
rolls.
episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
So we're almost 20 hours of play, right? Since we had a kind of attack roll. So if this was going to be the group to do it, given that Harry did say in the action surge that he has mechanics for a costume party, I am so intrigued as to how a fashion show is going to work mechanically. I'll be taking notes during this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, Kenneth, that if that's kind of your play, and again, D&D as a system is not really set up to kind of do that kind of stuff. It's more the kind of, hey, the party is going to do some heroic things and inspire the realm kind of structure. And I also think because the cast has kind of embraced that concept over the last 2 or 3 episodes, that's kind of what makes the last few episodes really flow quite nicely, because that's kind of how the system works. That's kind of et cetera, right? It's kind of set up in that way. yeah, it's then really hard to be like, yeah, let's use these weapons of war basically in a nice way, but or in a way for the good guys, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Andy? You're probably going to say, no. I can make I can make D&D work nicely for political intrigue.
I absolutely cannot. I,
Darn.
I think if anyone can, Harry could make it. I mean, for a specific goal, I could probably engineer some sort of mechanics, but it would be a very specific setting, and like convince someone to do something. You could put lots of difficulty classes and ways that they could persuade that kind of thing. But as a grand political thing, I don't think I'd be able to do that. But Harry certainly could pull that off. In terms of using the gems, I think it's fine to have it as a plan C or plan D kind of backup. If things really start going wrong, then pull them out and try and make them work. But don't go out there from the outset to plan to use them to.
Yeah.
Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but that's it's not their MO really. They're the good guys.
Yep. In spite of the fact that Radian is apparently trying to do his own political plays behind the scenes.
Yeah. I think that's a whole conversation.
That is probably a half-hour discussion in and of itself. Yes, for sure. All right. Ben of course then got to cosplay as himself. Which I was like, yep.
I'll be honest, I think that, weirdly enough, I think that was my favourite part of the whole episode. It's just like a Ben self-inserting so hard here.
Yeah. Have you ever been in that situation in real life where someone's like wanted your autograph, or can you remember the last time where somebody made you uncomfortable in that way? And was
Do you do autographs? Like, is there something I'm
fangirling?
missing?
I mean, it doesn't have to be autographed, Shan,
I'll
but
put
it's
it like I'm so casual, which is really funny because I'll be nervous, but I'm so casual. Like, I'll tell you guys how I'll tell the podcast how I initially met Ben. Literally, I had a migraine, so like that was fun. And he just happened to be there. I was like, Ben, I'm Shannon from the Bucks, because I had gotten a cameo that he quite enjoyed doing. And he even told the story, I think, on Cantrip once or something. It was very funny. But yeah, like I was like, that's who I am. And he's like, oh my gosh, hi. And like actually remembered it exactly. And then we talked for like a couple minutes. We talked about Natural Six. I had a migraine and I couldn't hear him. So I didn't understand when he said Aoife was there as well. And I did misspeak and say, like, where is he? And he was like, well, she. Very gently, very kindly. But again, I had a headache and could barely hear him anyway because it's PAX. And I was really bummed because if I'd known, I would have gone to see Aoife. And I did process it eventually, but I couldn't see her. She was gone. I was so bummed. I was so bummed I didn't see her. Obviously, I saw her last year, so it was fine. But yeah, like, I'm very casual when I talk to a person.
But turn that around, Shan.
Yeah, no one's ever asked me for my autograph, Doc. I am just a person.
But not your
Just a
autograph. Like
normal innocent Shan.
nobody's ever like brought their kid up to you when you're working and said, "Oh, you done something really nice for me or anything like that? I'm sure you've been in a situation
mean,
where someone has
not like that.
Not
Like I've
not
never felt super uncomfortable because I'm like at work and
yeah.
like I'm like one lady was like, "You guys made my day," and she went to the store and she had bought a bag of candy for her sister and she came and brought us candy because she's like, "This is too much, but like I
Yeah.
wanted a big bag, so like here you go." It was very nice. I don't think I've ever been put in a situation where it was made uncomfortable. I think usually people have been very normal with me about those kinds of things. Like I don't know if I've ever shown you guys, but like I jokingly said to like there are these kids, their mom and dad bring them in all the time. And I jokingly said to them like, you know, what did you bring me back from Hershey Park as a joke? And I told them it was a joke. I told Nicole it was a joke. Like we all laughed it off. Blah. They actually came back the next day and brought me a little stuffed dolphin. And I think there was something about that. I think it had just been my dad's birthday. And so like they had no idea how nice. I thought it's over in the dice tower behind the green screen. Like I keep it by my I kept it by my desk. Now it's on my shelf with my figures because I was like that was very sweet of them. Apparently they spent hours debating what they should bring me. I felt so bad. But I said I was kidding and she's like no, they insist. Like I know you were joking. But they insist. So things like that, like they're mostly normal. I think the weirdest thing that's ever happened, it wasn't like a appreciative thing. It was when I was talking to a customer, I was like, "How you doing tonight?" And she was like, "Not great. All my friends are dying." And I was like, "Okay, great."
Not your therapist, just
I
your
am
barista.
the coffee shop. I'm cleaning the bar and I'm talking to you because I'm supposed to connect with the customers. But no one's ever like made me like. I guess there's one person. He always insists on handing me the tip. They go in a jar. Like all I did was bag your ice. Like he kind of weirds me out a little bit, but he's not like it's normal weird. It's maybe like old school weird.
I wasn't saying to like call out something uncomfortable, but I think you hit the nail.
I don't
on
get
that.
it. Yeah, I just don't get approached that often in ways that are uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But you did get approached, right? Like, and you had
Yeah.
somebody who legitimately wanted to do something nice for you,
Yes.
even though they don't really know you, right?
Yeah.
And
I
they
guess
didn't,
that's
and it
true,
wasn't
yeah.
transactional, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think this situation with Ben and Gavgrosh and all this stuff also
Gavgrosh.
wasn't transactional. Yeah, that's a
No.
whole other thing. Also wasn't transactional, right?
Right.
But I think we've all in our own lives had those situations, right, where somebody was really appreciative or looked up to us, right? And I think it was nice to be able to in that moment be like, oh yeah, think back to those times that it's happened to you, right? Because hopefully we've all, and maybe Andy, you had it at the end of your most recent D&D sessions for kids. You know, all it takes is for one of those people to say, hey, you made my day, right? And okay, yeah, they didn't go and watch a show that you were into for 49 episodes, right? But you still, that person's still your fan, right? And it was kind of interesting to just kind of use that as an opportunity to think back to those times when you've had those things in your own life, right? Because it's something I think we can all relate to on different levels, and I'm sure none of us can relate to having to sign 500 autographs in a weekend.
No.
Maybe Kenneth can, but and maybe Andy when he starts his professional D&D career, professional DMing career, will need to sign 500 autographs in a day in a weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, I think it's that at that moment is relatable, right? I think for every one of us. Cool. Charcoal.
Which worked. Because Radine actually told the bar to do
Yeah.
it. That would have been
do
so
it.
funny
Yes.
if they hadn't.
Yeah.
For
For the orphans. Wait, sorry. What did I say was for the orphans? Oh, it was for the orphans.
Oh, it's the
Yeah, the little
cutesy,
like
the cutesy
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the orphans. Doc missed that. So like, somebody said for the orphans, and I said no, no, no. That's for the women. We should like it should be like the Shirley Temple like. I forget which way her hands are in the gif,
Yeah.
but like that's for the orphans because they're precocious. For the orphans.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, this kind of was woven through much of the episode. I think Andy said earlier, the road to hell paved with good intentions. And Attica's motivations. I found it actually kind of weird how much debate there was in the Action Surge in particular on just like this guy's motivations, and was he selfish, was he not, did he think that he could do better or not, and all of these things. Obviously we get more information as the episode goes on as to what his motivations might have been and why he did what he did, but the amount of hyper fixation on the actions of this one particular individual seemed more significant than normal, I guess. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I think this has been the second time. I think this was again a little bit of a self-insert for Ben. In terms of when they were on the road to the town that's name always changed. Is it Rowanhammer? Is that actually the name of it?
Or Rowan Down or whatever it was?
Yeah, 'cause it
Down,
became,
I
like,
think
7
was what he
different
was
things.
saying before. Yeah.
Yeah.
God only knows.
I remember they came across that family and Radian got annoyed at the gentleman whose wife was like slowly dying.
Yep.
And Ben said it wasn't necessarily a Radian thing, it was more of a Ben thing, that like it's more the idea of it's not actively doing stuff and making a mistake, it's inactivity then causing the issue more so than anything else. And I feel like it was kind of similar with this as well, is that I don't think it was necessarily Radian that was angry. I think it was Ben, and it was specifically him becoming the is it the Celebrant's the name of like the leader of the city?
Yes, he wanted to be the celebrant.
So I think it was specifically because he mentioned that he basically would take over being the Celebrant because the current Celebrant's a party girl. And I think that's kind of what wound Ben up rather than Radian. He was just like, how dare you say this person's bad at their job because they want to be a party girl. And it's interesting as well that Harry kind of said afterwards that like he wished if he didn't improv it, because he didn't write anything down ahead of time, if he didn't improv it, he would have been more likely to say that his son and his family were kind of more the motivation behind what he was doing rather than like that. But because like he was doing it on the fly, that's the first thing he came up with, and Ben immediately was like, and I think Elwyn was the same, like Holly was the same, that like him kind of doing it for what he thought was good reasons but kind of selfish reasons, they both kind of latched onto it and were like, no, like, you know, he's pretending almost that he's doing it for good reasons, but he's trying to do it for like his own self-progression. And then it was when you found out more about his son, that's when Elwyn, at least anyway, kind of warmed up to him a bit more and was like, you know, I've kind of done similar things for like family and stuff, so I can kind of relate a bit more. So it was really interesting.
I forget who I heard this from, and I'll paraphrase with lots of artistic license, but when you see somebody's actions through essentially a window, right, and you're not seeing all of the different things that have affected them up until this moment, it's really easy to judge, right? I see you through this moment. You had these 3 crystals. You could have said no. You could have done this. And it's really easy to then say, no, you should have done this other thing, right? with you personally having no skin in the game, having no consequences of any of the other actions, and also having the hindsight of the consequences of some prior decision, right? And this definitely felt like one of these moments where, yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, I know exactly why you did this. There, because you did it for selfish reasons. Therefore, my judgment is final." Right? And yeah, if you step back a little bit from that and you're trying to dissect that, I think that's why, as we've observed these characters for nearly 50 episodes now, they are more complex than that. Anybody in this world is going to be more complex than that. They don't just like, there's not a single one track mind making one, decision after another. So I think, yeah, this was definitely a reminder, I think, of it's easy to jump to that snap conclusion, right? Of, well, cause and effect. Therefore, yes, this person is instantly evil. My judgment is final, right?
Yeah. What I think's interesting as well, I don't know if Ben intentionally plays it like this, but I feel like what I find interesting is that, at least the way you could interpret it is, I feel Radiant always has such like a viscerally strong reaction sometimes to like people's motivations for stuff, because he is like self-expressed that he can't control his emotions, and he do one thing 1 second and do thing another second. And I wonder if like Radiant's reaction to this stuff sometimes is, I'm worried I could do the same. Like if Radiant was in that position, he potentially might do exactly the same thing. And I do worry if that's, I don't know if Ben does it on purpose, but it's like kind of where part of it comes from, like Radiant's kind of strong reactions to some people's motivations sometimes is because he's like, oh, what would I, because he still doesn't really know who he is. He's like, could I do the same thing in the same situation?
Yep. It gets back to things we've talked about in the past about like consequences for actions, right?
Yeah.
And I do feel like what I was saying earlier, where Harry has kind of hit a few of the cast with the here are the consequences for your action stick. And there's a few times, and a couple times in this episode, I think even where Aoife was like almost interjecting and be like, Radian, enough now. Like you're basically grilling this guy, and you don't need to grill him because we already know what's going on and we already know what these motivations are. You don't need to, like, you're not trying to pass judgment here. Like there's no point in going down this path, right? And it does feel like at some point, and we kind of had, I'm trying to think of the last time we've had this, where Radian and Ben misread the room a little bit on how powerful somebody is. And like, if you push that powerful person to the point where they kind of snap a little bit, right? It is like being in the room with the mob boss, Kenneth, right? And like the mob boss is like, no, shoot this guy, right? And now you are fighting 20 people, right? Because you went into this room and basically shoot your mouth off, right? And it's like, Ben hasn't had he's had consequences certainly for actions in combat that are foolish, but not too many consequences for words in conversation recently. Definitely had in the past. Right? Where, yeah, really can get himself into trouble, right? Because the stakes, I mean, I think Ben said this a few times, just like, well, I do these things because they're interesting, not necessarily because
narratively satisfying.
Narratively satisfying. Definitely Shan. If his character of 50 episodes is dead because something stupid, though, You gotta feel like he feels a little bit more attachment now than he did nearly 2 years ago. But maybe I'm wrong. That's something to ask him next time we see him at MCM or otherwise. So Ben,
Benjamin.
do you feel more attached to your character now than you did 2 years ago? Do you feel the stakes are potentially a little higher than they were when you were 5 episodes in and be like, I'll just reroll?
So yeah, I completely agree with everything that you've said so far. The only thing I would add is because Farthing appeared last episode, and Radian didn't have the confrontation with him yet. I think that was already playing on his mind in terms of interrogating his feelings and Atticus's feelings on everything that's going down. And I think to some extent the party might have also doubled down on their feelings towards Atticus, because it's kind of the first time in a long time they've encountered anyone with that kind of gloam/web type infiltration aspect to it, that they're picking up on that again and trying to drill down on what's going on there.
Yep.
And tying it back to the conversation with Barabas, because just thought that you were mentioning the consequences of I's actions, and if he got found out by Barabas, and whether there's potentially members of the web or the gloam on hand to move in on the situation. Is Barabas actually properly in control? Because we know that the spinner is gone.
Wow.
Is he
Properly in control?
Is he actually able to?
I mean, the implication from Farthing was that things are a bit chaotic, right?
Exactly. That's what I was going to get to. Yeah.
So, I mean, unknown unknowns. Andy, how significant is that unknown unknown? I don't know. Maybe in 5 or 10 episodes we'll have a sense. Come back to me in 5 episodes and ask me.
I'll put a
I don't know.
prediction in for 5 episodes.
Yeah,
time.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It does feel like we're getting further away from civilization, not closer to it, in a sense. Like that seems to be the track, right? I maybe threw it out there that I think we're closer to going to the Shadowfell than we are to like going back to Barun. Maybe I'm wrong. And certainly going to visit the dragons and all these things that we debated
Don't put them in quotes. It makes it sound so weird.
right, like that we debated so
Visit the dragons.
debated so intently with, you know, Elwyn having a crash out and you know, almost leaving the party and everything. And we just haven't, the significance of all that, everything seems to be much more party focused and less world events focused, maybe. And maybe that'll change. But yeah, I mean, maybe Harry doesn't even know.
Who knows,
I did like
man?
the little Easter egg though Farthing kind of left in there, which was like, could there be a civil war in the web now for people trying to take control over it? Because he was just like, well, there's no longer a Spider Prince, so will there be a new Spider Prince kind of thing, which could be a fun thing as well.
The thing about power is that once there's a vacuum of it, boy, can some interesting things happen. And a lot of these people are pretty, some of them are bedded in, right? Like, he talked about his father having 100-year debt, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're at this point multi-generational web, like, I think sort of early on, maybe episode 10 or 15, we were talking about how the web is basically a organized crime, right? In Reliquiae. And yeah, the thing about organized crime is that it splinters. You have various different factions internally. Like, the idea that wouldn't happen when the power vacuum essentially is there, and it's definitely there now. There's no Spider Prince and no Spinner, right? So
I mean,
yeah.
For an Expanse reference, it's basically the OPA. Lots of different factions doing
Yep.
different things.
And we
And
know
no Marco
that
and Aros at the moment.
Yeah.
didn't we have a fairly high-ranking Gloam members that were down in the old dark? That did the group kill? Now I'm trying to remember things.
The highest ranking one was the one that the Spinner disguised himself as. Well, disguised himself as, pretended to be.
Pretended to be?
He pretended to be high up Gloam, but he was really the Spinner.
Yeah, the highest ranked member whose name I have completely forgotten was still alive, because that was the one Carl was supposed to take them to. Well, actually, might not be alive, because we saw there was the fractures in the earth that hit the Gloam camp. So
Yep.
potentially he might have got caught in that. But yeah, in theory, he's still alive, whoever that person was.
So yeah, now it becomes a faction war internally. We haven't really heard anything about the Fortis Legion in some time either, what they're up to. So yeah, interesting path.
Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that Ben gets a chance to maybe grab the story with two hands a little bit, and maybe
Yeah, this is kind of the time. I mean, I've talked about it before, and that's why I keep having all of the Radiant, like, theory, or not theories, predictions, because if it should happen anywhere, it should happen here. And he did get a moment. Like, the whole first full episode in Taliska had, like, a lot of Radiant stuff going on, and a lot of, like, near misses as well. And so it's like, this is the time. Go ahead, Ben. Don't feel bad about it. I don't think anyone's going to blame you. This is like the one spot. Like, because once you get to Lathy, it's going to be about Kel.
yeah, then it's really
So-
hard to kind of wrestle your
Yeah,
narrative.
This is the time to try and, like,
Yep,
you know, dip your toes in, try and see if
100%, Shan.
like before you leave Taliska, especially because you're probably going to go pick up Magnus anyway from the temple.
Yep.
And you need to get the map. I swear to God, if they don't get the map,
If they don't
I'm
get the
gonna
map,
explode. But like this is kind of the time. Like, obviously, I joke a lot about how, like, I don't necessarily love that a lot of listeners make every single thing about Radiant. I think this is the time for Ben to make every single thing about Radiant. Like, oops, all Radiant. Like, I mean, this is this is the time. This is the place. So let's do it.
I agree. I mean, I think Ben likes to put on a show, but he also, I don't think, likes to make himself the center of attention, right?
Yeah.
He will accept that
He'll
role.
do it. He'll be the center
He'll
of
accept
attention.
that
Yeah.
role if you give it to him. But I don't think he's going out there like trying to show off,
Yeah.
right? At least not in a kind of like, I want to make this about me way, right?
How can I make this about me? Like, he's been very open about, like, not wanting to do that, and that's
Yep.
why he's been very
Yeah.
like, Radiant stuff happens when it happens.
Very
And
transparent.
like, it's very
about
nice
stuff.
that he says that, because it's very easy for that to happen in groups like
But
this.
even as
that,
we
like,
close
one person,
close
you
the
know,
episode, and we'll probably like circle back around to what
Yeah.
happens with the
the stuff.
realm items, right? The realm
Yeah.
artifacts. But I mean, he specifically asks Kel to help him, right? Effectively towards the end of the episode there. So, I think Ben is a little bit signposting there that no, guys, like I have things to do here. Or at least I'd like to do some things here.
He has questions, and there might be
Questions,
answers
things to
here.
do, significance, there, yeah, so
I'm
maybe
dropping
we
hints. It's like my favorite meme. I love
Dropping
getting
hints.
to quote the Kardashian meme. Like, I'm dropping hints that I want it to be time for my story now, and then
Yeah.
just cuts to Ben like, I want it to be my story now.
Yeah.
Like dropping hints.
Dropping hints,
Yeah.
exactly. I found it absolutely hilarious that Harry. So there was a consequence to actions. So I did get a slight slap of the consequences of your action stick from Harry. I stand corrected. On the whole, yeah, those gems and stuff that you stole from my house that were in the basement.
Those were for my family.
Family.
Soup for my family.
Soup for my family,
Soup
exactly.
for my family.
Yeah. How do you feel about magical items, Andy? Do you?
Yeah, I'd love to have magical items IRL, but
Yep. You love a +2 longbow, do you?
I wouldn't be able to draw a longbow. But yeah,
You could learn.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
How do you feel
if I was
about-
in the Middle Ages, in the county that I'm in, it would be a rule that I had to practice every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
My longbow. But,
How do you feel about divvying out magical items? Do you think that the party has too many goodies at the moment, just enough, or too few?
The way they're playing this, I'd say they've got about right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could have one or two more between them. I don't like to go too over the top with it,
Mm-hmm.
personally, but the party that I'm running, playing DMing for at the moment, they've got a couple of rare items and a couple of uncommon items each, and they're level 11, so it's not too overpowered at all, really. And I tend to give them a choice. So if there is a reward, they get to choose what they want
Got it. Rather
But
than you
I-
choosing for them.
Yeah, but I do enjoy occasionally just picking up a load of dice and rolling on those DM tables like
Yeah,
Harry did.
like Harry was doing. Yeah.
Because the previous group, they ended up carting around a load of paintings, and they even had like a mini statue and stuff like that they were trying to sell, and they had set up a meeting with an art seller but never actually ended up doing it to sell it, so they still got it in their bag of holding. But yeah.
Yep. What do you think, Kenneth?
I feel like they're at the right amount of magical items at the minute. At least, like, impactful magical items. Because I feel like once you start getting closer to level 10, you really need, especially your melee fighters, to have, like, a +1 something, just so you can get around, like, magical resistances. Like, like slashing and piercing resistances and stuff like that. Because there's nothing more frustrating than you attacking a creature and then the DM going, yeah, so that does half damage. It's like, why?
Yep.
It took me 5 tries to hit this thing, and now it's doing half damage. the thing that I find most interesting about the recent one, at least anyway, is shield is not that useful for this party, because the only two people that can use it is Kel, who's not really a shield druid, and Elowin. Elowin, which I think this is really interesting lore implications, but currently in her current configurement, she's either a two-handed great weapon fighter or she's a
Or
sword
two-weapon.
and dagger fighter. But I know Holly said apparently she's going to allude to this in like a future Ellie's diary about the fact that I think it's really interesting that you could have, especially because she's kind of homesick and she's worried about her family, the idea of her becoming Derwin and being a sword and shield fighter to kind of mirror the idea that like the two youngest kind of have very similar fighting styles then. And to be fair, like Elwyn uses intercept quite a lot, so it's kind of already in her like character's kind of wheelhouse anyway. So like practically, especially since she has a great sword that won't let go of her, currently not that useful, but I think it could be useful in the future, especially for like story. I mean, what greater way to get rid of Elwyn to give up the great sword than like a shield that reminds her of a family? I feel like that's like a perfect thing.
I was about
to
say, the ultimate swing from a great sword is to go sword and board, isn't it? And protect yourself
and your colleagues, right?
Yeah, and I didn't mean the pun there, but I'll take it.
Protect eye.
Because I think the only person that's really missing out on the magical items, Kel, but he doesn't. Harry's said this many a time. He doesn't need them.
The magic items is the stats he rolled. Yeah.
Yep.
He's just too beefy.
Yep. That is going to catch up with him though, because there is a graph of power and level and difficulty there, but I think as well to Kenneth's point about the DM potentially putting up things that you weren't anticipating from a resistances or high armor class or whatever kind of point of view. I just don't know that Harry is that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
We have very limited evidence that he's that guy up until this point. The last time he really weaponized the mechanics against the party was the spinner fight, I think, where he was like, no, I'm going to make sure this guy can move around so that your fighters are going to have to chase this person around. Like, I'm not just going to have him wade in. And I can't really think of another time where he has kind of weaponized the, kind of deliberately said, well, these guys don't have resistance to fire, so I'm going to put some, fire elementals in there for them to fight, right?
I think the only other time he could have potentially done it was the top of the sanctum, because of like Kel's like spectral parents.
Yep.
I think they might have been a problem like that, but then Kel rolled his insane nat 20 and then kind of circumvented that. But yeah, I feel like Harry is not really get you with like the tactical minutia kind of fighting.
Yep.
A lot of his stat blocks are homebrewed as well. He
that's true
makes
too.
a point of taking bits of different monsters and
and then tweaking them accordingly, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait until like a Simurg or something comes out of a portal somewhere and then it's like, haha, the magic reflects back at you. that's what I'm waiting for this very magical party.
Yes. The chromatic orb bounces back towards you.
Oh, imagine that. That would be so... I mean, I guess that's a really interesting point. If a chromatic orb bounced off something with like that sort of resistance and hit Radiant, would he then have to roll? Is it in the mechanics that he has to roll again? Or do you have a choice of that? Because imagine if Radiant has to roll to like have it bounce off the entire party. That would be quite funny.
That'd be interesting. Yep.
It's like Radiant downs everyone by accident. It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll repeat something I said earlier.
You've
Come
given
back
me
in
an
five.
ideas.
Come
I'm
come
writing
back in five episodes,
Yeah.
Kenneth, and we'll see whether that has transpired. Shan, do you feel? Do you like the kind of like equipment managing kind of goodies part of the show, or do you care at all which character has what things in their inventory?
Not necessarily, but it does, like, I do get the angsies thinking about inventory management because, like, I played The Witcher where when I logged in for the first time, he was moving very slow because I didn't realize he had way too much stuff because that's weight based. Then I played a game called Resident Evil 9. You might have heard of it, where I had to do a lot of inventory management as Grace because she doesn't have a lot of inventory space. And I'm famously bad with inventory management in 14 because like it's just so much effort to go through everything, and I've been playing for so long, and like my retainers are also full of items, and it's like it's so much effort to go through. Like I would have to spend an afternoon going through everything that I don't want or need and figuring that out. And so inventory management is my biggest, like I can't keep track of all that stuff. I'm certainly not the one who's going to do it. I'm glad other people are because I'm not going to. Maybe I remember some goofy thing they had because it makes me laugh, or because there was like something so interesting about it, and it's like, well, now what? And they have a bag of holding, which like infinite inventory is like a cheat code, but it's funny. So like they can just throw that in there and they're fine. Like this tiny little kobold could pick up a whole mirror, just put the bag
Yeah, and
around
put
the
it in this
mirror,
bag.
and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
It's all good.
crazy. Meanwhile, I'm fighting for my life in half the games I play to make sure I have enough inventory space for all the stuff I may or may not need. It's crazy.
I think I came into the watch party when Andy was discussing this, and or maybe it was in the chat somewhere, Andy, where you were saying like, yeah, this is like in every game I've ever DM'd, like the bag of holding becomes just this like thing of stuff that, and nobody remembers how heavy anything is that's in the bag of holding and all this. But
yeah, it's on one of the Discord channels. Can't remember
yeah,
which one.
I can't remember where it was where I saw it, but yeah.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up, but yeah, that's one thing that I always say to every D&D party. If you don't book a bag of holding as one of your starting magical items, you will swiftly get one, because I really cannot be bothered with. I mean, some games it's fun to track how many arrows and rations and
Oh man,
all
yeah,
of that, but yeah, really.
This group is definitely not that group to be counting the number of arrows, and it's been the same thing with money, effectively, right? Like I'm sure
How much
they're
money
keeping.
do they even have?
I'm sure they're keeping track, but then are they keeping track? I don't know.
Yeah, I
Shout
can't
out to
remember-
Mr. T, who is going through and inventory managing every episode. I don't know exactly where he is at the moment.
I think
Do you
he's
know
caught
where-
up. He told me.
Is he
I
caught
think
up
He told me
fully?
he's caught up now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad somebody's doing it.
I know.
Love him for it.
I was saying this to Andrew. Like a lot of the stuff I track, I've gone like multiple episodes now where I've had to do nothing, which is great. Whereas Andrew's is like every episode he has to track everything. It's like, oh, couldn't do it.
No, thank you.
I'm so
yeah.
grateful Holly's ahead on the notes, and I haven't really had to do anything for the fandom vibe check because
yeah.
I've been struggling lately to focus.
Yeah, you missed this, Doc, but Holly did pop in. She wasn't in. I don't think she was watching the stream necessarily, but she popped into like the chat
No,
bit
she's
for a
popped
while.
in, yeah.
And we got basically 10 minutes to the end of the episode, And then Elowen did her thing where she mentioned like the thing from the dream. I was like, God damn it, Holly! Now I have to write. I went almost an entire episode of not have to write anything down, and now I have to like add a note.
Yep. Got to go back to that. I will say that mini spoiler. Doug has started editing the fandom.
Ooh.
Douglas.
So
I've done
Doug,
nothing
if
on
you're
the
listening
fandom
to
in
this,
so
I can't
long.
imagine that you are. Good on you, buddy.
I'll never forget at PAX when I said I was on the server. He's like, "Oh, who are you on the server?" And Holly was listening in. She was like, "You do not know who she is on the server." She's like, "Don't even pretend you know who she is on the server." I was like, "Dang."
To be fair,
He's
Doug's really
not
good about
online.
that though. He asked me the
No,
same
he is.
because when everybody was queuing up in the melee at MCM, like me and Doug had like a 1-to-1 because I was giving him his T-shirt,
Yeah.
and he was like, "So." He was like, "Oh, who are you on the server?" I was like, "Oh, can Nefa do the spreadsheet?" So he's like, "Oh, great." It's just like, "So what's your actual name?" I was like, "Oh, it's this." And he was just like, oh, "Okay, cool." Like, cause he was just like, "I feel weird using your username," but I was like, "That's valid." To be fair, I get.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I always work my half name into like as much as
Into the-
possible.
Yeah,
Because at least it's not like a weird. It's just a nickname. It's just
mine's
You
even
know?
more confusing because I have an actual name.
you
in
have
my
an actual
username,
name as a
and it's not
nickname,
mine.
and I don't. It's
An
not.
actual name that's
But
not
to
yours.
be fair, I literally had to describe this to my coworkers. So my dad was from a time and place where everybody had a nickname, and half the people I grew up knowing, including my dad, were called by names that weren't their names. And at some point, you as a child are finally like, I can't take it anymore. What's your name? Because like my dad, his name was James or Jim usually, and everyone called him Max. Everyone, including my mother. And I finally was like, I don't understand. And he was like, when I was a kid, everyone said, you don't look like a James, you look like a Max. And it stuck to the point where like everything was Max. His email was Max. His steak shop was Max. Like everything was Max. Like, and if I was lost at a theme park, I would yell Max because like not like there's always kids yelling mom and dad, but you want my dad's attention, you gotta yell his name. His one friend, I grew up my whole life, that was Ben. His name was Ben or Obi-Wan. And because Ben Kenobi. And that was him my whole life. His name's Ron. I'm used to it. Like for me, that's normal. I'll refer to you as your username or your preferred because like that is just my whole life. Like so many of them have normal names for nicknames, and it throws me off all the time. So like I'm just used to it. I'm just used to it.
I think the trouble is though you get used to usernames after a while because like I know Doc's actual name, but even
Same.
in person I call Doc
Still
because it
call him
feels weird
Doc.
to not call you Doc.
Not call.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels so strange. Like absolutely same here. Yeah.
The it I think it would be very difficult for me to change at this point. For sure. We'll find out that Andy's real name is like I don't
It is
know.
actually Andy.
Oh,
Oh, no, sorry.
the dream is
Terrifying.
broken.
I mean,
Terrifying thought.
Jose is Andy's real
Jose.
name. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could use one of my two middle names if you want, but
Yeah, my father always throughout my entire life has gone by his middle name. And it's very weird to in particular go to any sort of medical related thing with him, or the best one is airplane, right? Because it's very jarring, right? Yeah.
My sister's name is literally a nickname. Like her name, her actual legal name, is a nickname. So like, cause Dad was like, "Oh, let's name her Bridie. That's kind of cool. It's like an Irish nickname for Bridget. That's pretty cool. That's unique. That's fun." And like, so every time I have to, like, I say her name, I have to explain what it is. And they're like, oh, so her name is Bridget? No.
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 No, it isn't, actually.
It is not. Like, can't imagine what it was like for her, but like having to explain it as like a third party is like crazy. He's like, oh, that was cool. Just like how my brother is the fourth. So I know what, if I had been a boy, if I had been born a boy, I know what my name would have been. Because
Max the fifth.
Max the fifth. No, I would have been James. I would have been James the fourth.
James
because
the
my
fourth,
brother
yeah.
was, and I asked him then, well, then how did you come up with my name? Because obviously he had to come up with one. Now that I was like, oh, it's a girl. And he just like literally didn't even look up from what he was doing. He's like, because it's Irish. And I have I won't say it on stream, my full name. I have an incredibly Irish name. Like, I had a teacher once look up from my name on the roll call and go, are you German? And I literally was like, oh, yeah.
100%.
Like, incredibly
Definitely. 100%.
Irish name. Like,
Very much, yeah.
awfully. Like, my sister gets away with it because her middle name is, like, English Irish. So, like, she's fine when you say her full name. Not me. My brother... He's James. Like, his middle name is also, like, I think it's also English. Like, not me. Not me. I got the full treatment.
Not to like go on a side tangent, but I love the hate you said when you said is also English.
Yeah.
I mean, fair, but...
Well, because, like, obviously, my name mostly escaped the anglicization. The spelling is anglicized. The name is not. My brother, his name is anglicized. If he was not anglicized, it'd be Seamus. Brady has a nickname for Bridget. Like, we're far beyond anglicization of that name. But yeah, like a lot of Irish people have like anglicized names, especially in the United States. But we do get some people with like Sinead and Kira. Or Carrie, like spelled. And we get some Killians. A lot of Killians are spelled with a K, though. Unfortunate, because, I know an Owen. I knew the Irish spelling of Owen. And the dad was from Ireland. And he said, no, we named him Owen, but we named him the anglicized Owen
Don't
because
have to explain.
we're not, we don't want to have to explain it. Like, you know, so it's, yeah, I do have some hatred in my heart because it's like, but it's also like, it's the issue of being American as well. Like, everybody assimilates, and so the culture is lost unless you keep it alive. And then you get flack from the country you're from because, well, you're not actually this. That's like American stuff. And it's like, we don't have that anymore because when they left the homeland, they were forced to assimilate or they would not be welcome into white society. White society was usually what it was. Irish people were not white when they came here. Italian people were not white when they came here. The only white people were the English. So it's very much we lost our culture to survive, and it's a bummer. And so we make do with what we have. Maybe if we're lucky, we go back and we kind of see what our ancestors did or what things could have been like if we were there. Especially for people who had to flee a situation like my family did. So there is a little bit of bitterness and hatred in my heart because it's like, you lose a lot and then you're kind of like homeless, I guess, culturally because you don't fit in there and you don't, not that you don't fit in here, but you have different traditions as well. And it's weird. And then, yeah. So it's just weird. I have hatred in my heart. It's okay. I think everybody has a little bit of hatred in their heart when it comes to the English.
Channel that hatred.
I was
I
about
think
to say, yeah.
everybody has a little bit of feel like the YouTube channel I talked about, Away Days. Anytime they get the opportunity to be like, oh, that's we forgot we're the English, happens all the time. Like people, at least some are self-aware.
I was gonna say, Shad, you've seen my Greedful playthrough. It was just me being angry
Oh
all
yeah,
the time. I was just like, this is horrible.
Here they go again.
Here they go. Here they go.
Yeah.
Right. I will throw my fishing rod out and wind us back to episode 49.
Who do we think the English? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Who do we think the English?
Atticus is
It's
definitely
absolutely
English.
the virtuous.
I don't know about Atticus, but Lennox for sure.
Oh, Lennox is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Old
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
definitely.
So, let's wrap up some of the things we got here on the notes.
This guy is definitely English.
How did we
Yeah.
find wants to be the center of attention all the time?
Or the other
Obviously-
cat that literally was purring very loudly
Yeah.
into the microphone.
Obviously, we already mentioned Aoife's performance and
Beautiful story.
Great,
I really
great
liked
stuff.
it.
And I appreciated all the tie-ins that
Yeah.
she did. I think that was, for me, that was the most significant.
Yeah. I think for me, I really liked the idea of like this world is beautiful and full of magic. Because like me, things, I won't say specifics. Things are crazy right now. Things are bad. Things are not great. They haven't been great in a while. But in the grand scheme of things, this is Shannon's life things. This is big picture things.
The world,
And
yeah.
for me, I like to try and remember the good things. Like there is actually good everywhere. There are good people. There are people fighting. There are always going to be good people. It's not worth giving up on. And so hearing like Dolly work, not only take the story of the Kobold Aster to tell his story, but the idea of like reminding people that the world they live in is worth fighting for was nice, because I think that's a sentiment a lot of people would like to hear or need to hear. And I thought that was very nice.
You have substantial support in the canine section of the audience.
I know. Support is rocky at best,
Ruckus.
but they
Yes.
do like to make their voices heard for no reason at all.
Probably then, before we wrap this up on 49, anything we alluded to it already a little bit, talked a little bit about Radian's past, what that might mean, how much we might explore that over the next episode or two.
I'm intrigued. Why does he hate this person so much?
Well, I mean, we know that his family kind of tortured him a little bit.
Yes.
And maybe a little bit is not giving it sufficient significance.
Yeah.
And the implication is it's absolutely not giving it sufficient significance. But yeah, the amount of venom from him in that conversation was surprising to me.
Same, because he's been trying to be good and like be better. And I wondered how much he was putting on for Farthing's sake, especially
Putting on
towards
a
the
show a
end
little bit, yeah.
when he was like, "Let's meet there. Let's go there. I'll meet you there. Like we'll finish this." And I'm like, I'm wondering if he's doing something and he's putting on a bit of a show, because like even Farthing said, like it's very confusing for me
Yep.
to see the person who did the worst thing I've ever seen in my life ever be nice to people. And it's like, so it's a bit jarring to see Radiant like being kind and fun and helpful, and then turn around and being like, I want him to suffer more. Like this is,
I'd do it all again, yeah.
I do it all
Yeah,
again,
I'd
yeah.
do it
and
all
worse
again.
this time.
and worse to him and Barabask. He's the
yeah.
practice round. Like,
Oh, that
Yeah.
was good as well, yeah.
Yep. It's been so I think Alex is the most guilty of this. Of being like, oh, I see where the question marks are on the map. That looks like a quest over there. We should do that. Or I think I can, kind of gamify it a little bit. And he's gotten a lot better, I would say, in the last few, maybe 10-ish episodes of trying to avoid doing that, right? Like not everything's a video game. right? And but I did feel a bit here, Ben going like, "Oh, this is a side. Here's a side quest
Yeah.
that I can, you know." And even if he's not doing that deliberately, it does also open the door for him, as we were saying earlier, to kind of drag the story a little bit in his direction. So I'll be interested to see if you guys go back and watch the discussion with the audio off. I do wonder as well whether Ben was also a little bit like, how much of it is Ben trying to put the cues for Harry to hang things off, and how much of it's the opposite direction, right? And for them not to give too much of that away to each other, right?
Yeah, because I think they said in Action Surge, like, they still haven't actually explained as really what Radiant did. Because, like,
Definitely not.
Yeah.
we know, obviously I can't explain it because trigger warnings and stuff, but
Yeah, we know what he told Dolly.
yeah, which is he used hypnotic gaze on his mum to then do something to his mum.
Yeah.
That sounds worse when you don't say what it is, but it's
Does
it's
do
not-
something
it's not as bad as it
violent.
sounds.
Do
Violent, yeah.
something like
Retribution.
retributive?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
don't know
trying
how
to
you say
use
that
it
either.
as a
Aha.
retributive.
I don't know if it can be used in that way.
The
but
dogs are
yeah.
doing something retributive behind me.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I help you?
And then, so we know that happened. I can't remember if his dad was ever brought up, but then obviously the kind of ending part of them saying about going back to the Thornbear Manor is that his brother is just wandering around the house, which makes it sound
Probably
like he was
traumatized or
lobotomized or something like that.
broken or
Broken by whatever
The
he
trauma,
saw
maybe.
or
Yeah.
did. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think his brother's Rakma, and they said, "Oh yeah, go back and see Rakma." So yeah, we
he
know-
wanders like a ghost or something.
Yeah, which is really
It
interesting.
is. You're right. We haven't had it, and it did feel like both of them were like, should I decide what happened, or should you decide what happened, right? And hopefully, kind of off camera, they'll have had the opportunity, as you were saying earlier, Kenneth, that they'll have had the opportunity off camera to be like, okay, so what did happen? How much of it are we going to disclose, and under what circumstances are we going to do so? Right.
Yeah, Shan, hide your snacks from the dogs.
Well, he jumped up in my lap and he kept angling his head towards it. And he will grab it. He's very food motivated in a bad way. So, there they go. Fight Club. Everyone's invited.
There's the two factions of the Gloam going at it.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes, they are.
Good.
I think there's going to be a lot more to this story than I'm felt. I think there's a potential for Ben to have an Erastus Gracie type plan in mind.
Ooh.
In asking, in particular, for Farthing, to go back to him, go back to the estate with him. He's angling something there. Whether he's gonna actually try and take control of the web to then dissolve it.
Yep. Or to use it.
Or to use it in some way against the Gloam.
Yeah, because if these guys... I did wonder about what Farthing's actual motivations were in trying to meet with him. Like, are you trying to get closure here, or are you trying to ask for something? And I think Ben was kind of caught off guard a little bit. Is like, why is this guy asking to meet? If he's just... is he just asking to, like...
Get something
basically
off his chest, or
clear his conscience, or whatever?
Or is he here to get him?
Or is he,
Was he sent there by the web to get him?
Yeah, to get him. Like, what is the significance of this? And You could definitely, as it got further on, Andy, you could definitely see that the cogs are going like, how can I use the situation to my advantage? Right?
I think if Fathering had been sent there to get him, I don't think there would have been a conversation. It would have been a assassination attempt, mid of the
Yep.
street, any kind of opportune moment kind of thing.
Yeah, when they're walking from A to B kind
Oh
of
no,
thing.
yeah, I didn't think he was there to get him, but like Radiant not even knowing what the point of all of it is
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Someone just did like Tokyo Drift on the carpet. Oh, that's crazy. That's what that noise was. It was like
That's the-
sliding on the carpet.
That's
I
not
was
a
like,
Tokyo
whoa.
drift. That's the Philly drift, Shan.
Well, she's from Georgia. What are you eating? Can you guys for 5
Coffee
seconds
Crisp,
be
clearly.
normal? No, it's like a
Um,
piece of paper. Like,
right.
can you be normal?
Is there anything else we want to go highlight, etc., before we talk about the amulet and the cards?
I guess
close
the only other quick thing, and I'll make it just short, is obviously the house party at Lennox. In theory, should be next episode,
Yep.
including the fashion show kind of thing. Either they buy clothes or make clothes, but that's like, in theory, next episode should be a fun episode. Right, Doc, continue.
You're absolutely right, Kenneth. Although with the amount of aggro that was going on in the action surge about the cloth types that might be here, I don't know how
Aoife
fun-
was so angry. She was
so
like,
angry.
give me
Well,
silk
didn't.
now.
If you don't let me have a chiffon dress, then I'll never forgive you. Yes.
She'll make you walk the plank.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're gonna get in trouble for that, Andy. If Aoife watches this episode, you're gonna get got next time.
I have to stand with my queen. I have to stand with her. Pirate or not.
Pirate or not.
I have to. Solidarity.
I would try to make a pirate pen, but I'm too tired. All right. Amulet and cards come together.
Yeah, he wanted to show him the freaky light show.
Freaky light show. Music plays.
I lit immediately on the fact that what they saw reflected the orbs from
100%.
Mount Atria. Like, I immediately sent in the chat, like, oh, this is like the orbs.
I think what's most interesting to me, and obviously Doug rolled the nat 20, right? Who rolled the nat 20?
Benjamin?
Ben did.
Ben rolled
It
the
was
nat
Ben,
20.
because I
Doug got a low
remember
roll,
him
yeah.
being worried.
It was
if
dirty 20,
it
I think,
wasn't.
for Doug, maybe. on that roll.
No, Doug was like an 8 or something.
Oh,
low.
that's right. That was,
Yeah,
it was
it
the
was
previous one that
Benjamin.
was the 20. So Ben rolls the nat 20. But the music that plays is not Feywild. It's Shadowfell. And
Very spook.
that makes me really start to wonder now about the voices, the interplay, the significance of the deck, the people that are in it, and how important that is to the world. And also, especially in this episode, Radiant's behavior, his kind of about face a little bit. Maybe it was there for show a little bit. But man, Radiant, what did you do? And what did you sell? And what did you give up in order to cross this barrier, man? Because it's starting to get the feel like you aren't such a nice guy, and maybe you were never a nice guy. But maybe I'm reading too much into it.
I will just say, hold on, let me see if I can find it very quickly. You guys feel free to keep talking. But there was something from when Radiant first teleported. which was during the Morgan fight. Harry gave like a description which sounded more Shadowfell-y than it did Feywildy.
Feywildy.
Oh, here we go. So, it's not the same feeling as Misty Step. As you start to move backwards, you see. Here's what you see, and here's what the sensation is. You're underwater, suddenly underwater, roiling, boiling water, and you're pushed towards the surface, and then you're pushed under again by a swell. And as you break the surface of this water again, something slashes across your face, this white-hot pain, and it's everywhere and it's all at once. It's in your face, arms, legs, torso, slashing, slashing, slashing. It goes black, and then it goes black, and it's like, that sounds to me more like he's passing through the Shadowfell than the Feywild. Like, I know we were discussing at one point, it's like, was it the brambles, like the briar of the Feywild that did the damage? But that sounds an awful lot
It's
like...
both. It's both at the same time.
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, if these visions he has of someone loving him, you know, losing something can make you can react very different ways to losing something or being hurt or whatever. And if he is the man Thalon fell in love with, clearly something changed, and it was probably losing her because all the hints to whatever Radian lost, whether it's Thalon or not,
her
are that he
deciding
was
to leave.
angry. Yeah,
Yep.
he was hurt and angry and thought she was stolen. And so that could have made him turn. I mean, the person who, I think the person he was speaking to in the vision he got in the temple was manipulating that feeling. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone from the Shadowfell, specifically Moloch. I wouldn't be surprised because it sounded seductive. It sounded like he was looking into a drink, a dark drink. And like, it just sounded like the person who was like, it'll be hard. You have to be ready for that. And it's like, it sounds like someone taking advantage and offering power to somebody who is vulnerable because they are hurt and angry. And so I don't necessarily know if I'm ready to accept that he might be bad. I am willing to accept he might have done something bad because he was in a bad place. Because if he was loved, and he admitted, he's like, I might have been loved. Clearly, he couldn't have been all that bad, especially if he was loved by somebody from the Feywild. Like, it'd be different, obviously, if it was the Shadowfell and it was like a twisted kind of dark romantasy bullshit. You know,
he had the
sorry
vampire
for the
baddie
curse,
in his pocket.
but I had to say it. Yeah, vampire baddie. Like, that'd be totally different. But he's from the Feywild. And so I'm picturing someone who became so twisted, like, or may have been twisted, because we don't really know.
No.
We know that, like, he was also tortured, so like that obviously could change you too. I mean, we talked, like, not really a spoiler for Claire Obscure, but a similar thing with the character from Claire Obscure, where they might have been different had they not gone through a hugely traumatic event, and then now they come out of it manipulative, or not necessarily manipulative, but like a liar, twisting the truth, protecting but maybe not protecting. Like, it's complicated.
Deliberately evasive.
Yes. So it's complicated, being like the response to the trauma can be complicated as well. So it's hard to know if Radiant came in bad, or if he was made bad by the traumatic circumstances.
Twisted as part of that.
It's really hard to tell because we just don't really know anything. And that is why, Benjamin, today, I'm appealing to you. Please, take the story.
Grab the story by both hands.
We need to know more. Like, we don't know enough. And we have people who are defending the character without, like, really knowing enough, and then we have people slandering the character without really knowing enough. And I think it would really help all of us, because this is very like a fandom I was just in that happened to also feature Benjamin Starr playing a complicated male character. I think it would help if you told us more, or let us find out more, so that we can actually have a informed discussion about Radian that doesn't devolve into insults and fighting because people project onto your character because we don't know enough. That's not blaming Ben for that. I need to be clear. I'm not blaming Ben for that. I'm just saying he could help us out. So Ben, please call 1-800, help us out, and tell us more about Radian so I can know some peace, because I personally am tired of both defending and denigrating your character constantly. I'm kidding. I like something that's complicated. I don't like to write off complication, but I also don't like to defend things you shouldn't do or say. And like we had this complicated discussion back with the Dolly situation and Erastus. It was much more complicated than it was on the surface. He told the listeners and Dolly both that was not his intention and he was coming up with a plan. But in the moment, it looked really bad. And like I was willing to believe that it was going to turn out okay and he did have a plan and I ended up being right. And he did tell her, which I also was hoping he would do. But in the moment, obviously it looks bad. And a lot of people are going to be in the world that we live in are very quick to judgment, quick to defense. They don't wait for more information. Or if they want to wait for more information, they're nasty about people who don't. It's so bad. And I just think a little information would go a long way.
A little information and a little grace.
Yeah, a lot of grace actually
goes
a
long way.
A lot of grace in every direction would go a long way.
I'll just throw this out there because we could probably spend half an hour easily speculating on the path here. But to your point about not knowing enough, Shan.
Yeah.
We do not know the complexion of these other realms and planes of existence.
We know very little about them yet. We've never even been there.
This is not like sitting here with Forgotten Realms with 30 bloody source books of material and 17 games and all this kind of stuff. No, this is a hairy world that we're learning as we go along. So it is completely possible, and I'll just throw this out there, that just because he's an Eladrin does not mean that he's from the Feywild. Now, Eladrin are classically from the Feywild, and he may have been born there, but that doesn't mean he's from there. And we do not know at all. We can make assumptions about it and association based on some kind of our educated guesses, but beyond that, I will second your request for our good friend, Benjamin Starr.
I want to help you out, Ben. I want to help Radian out. I am like...
Come on.
I'm fighting so hard to defend him, but in a way that's not toxic.
Tell us some things, guys.
Help us to help you.
Help us help
Exactly.
you. Thank you, Andy.
Or to quote one of my favorite politics memes, I am once again asking... I used that in the server the other day for something. It was very funny, but I am once again asking more information on Radiant, please,
Kenneth,
because
any parting thoughts on our good friend Radiant Thornbearer, the amulet, and the deck of many friends?
I just worry what's going to happen next. That's my main thing. I don't know. Because the trouble is, Harry had plans for what the next episode was going to be until Radiant put the two things together. So I don't know if this now means... I don't know if what they're seeing is just almost like a window into the Shadowfell or whatever's going on there.
Yep.
Or if it's actually opening a gateway to somewhere and something's going to slip through and then we'll have combat to start next session. The way Harry left it, I'm like, oh god, what's going to happen?
There's so many different ways in which this can go.
But I just really hope that we do get more Radiant lore. It's the reason why I've started doing the Radiant project, is because I feel like we are like a train that's not got a conductor at the minute. I feel like we're going full pace at Radiant's story. and I feel like now is a good time to try and figure out like the pieces of information we do have, try and piece them together, because it feels like Shan said, like we're getting there one way or another. I feel like whether it happens directly now or happens after Kel's story, but it just feels like in the next however many episodes, like 20 episodes, we're gonna get a big chunk of Radiant story.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to happen.
It has to.
Like waiting another 20 or something like that feels
Ben,
like
you're sweet, but like, be a
Take
little
the
selfish
reins.
now.
that's
It's
really
time.
dragging it out there. I agree, Kenneth. I have to go back and listen maybe to the last time he brought the two together and see how close the two sets of things were.
I think he just heard a noise the first time.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is
think
just
he
me
rolled
remembering
as
off the back of
well.
my
He
head.
But there
didn't
was-
roll as well.
He didn't roll as well, but there was the dust and the all
The
of
dust,
the
Yeah,
he
stuff
heard
that bit still happened,
whispers.
yeah.
and whispers. So I'd have to go
Yeah.
back and listen to it and see how much overlap there was between the two things. But
Mm-hmm.
Andy, you've got the last word.
No, I was just going to add on to Kenneth's train analogy and say that at the moment we're still laying tracks behind the train. So in terms of its history, we don't even know
Yes.
what the destination is. So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, it'd be great if we were laying the tracks in front, but yeah, we're not even laying the tracks behind. Very, very on the nose. Andy. Right. 50. Episode 50.
Big 5-0.
The 5-0. Been there, done that. Predictions. Let's start with number of words in the title. I've got to continue with one. It's just
Okay,
like
he's
it's
not
a,
going to give up.
it's a meme at this point.
Just the title's danger.
Death.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Joy. Andy.
Party.
Party. Yeah. Silk.
Fashion.
Yeah. Andy.
Vogue.
I want to go with 3.
3. Okay. Kenneth. Shan, you get the last word.
I'm gonna say 5.
Are you going 4 again, Shan?
Might as well, yeah, I'll go 4. It
Or
was either going to
2,
be 4 or
or
2.
6?
But I don't, 2 feels like too little. And there's something, like 3 and 4 have a
Mm-hmm.
cadence to them. And so like, yeah, it was
Praise
like,
cadence.
Yes.
Our Lord and Savior.
Mm.
Okay. Kenneth, do you want to do you want to like put your money where your mouth is and actually predict that they're going to start with combat in 50?
Yeah, I feel like it's been too long. We haven't had enough. It's been too long since we've last had the combat. So I think that whatever they're seeing is a portal, and I think something's going to creep through it, and then Keller and Radiant. I don't necessarily think it's going to be something extremely dangerous. It's not going to be like that bone monstrosity that they fought in the old dark.
Carl.
Oh man, that was
Carl, yeah.
incredible. That was actually could have killed them, right?
Yeah.
But I think something will crawl through the portal, and then Cadian and Cadian. Well, that's the team name. Cadian will have to deal with it.
All right. Will there be minis?
No, because I think Harry did not even remotely plan this happening. So I think it'll
Okay.
be a theater, very similar to the Erastus Gracie thing. It'll be like a theater of the mind, but Harry will like explain it really well.
Okay.
Kind of like the backdrop.
Do you want to write it, or do you
Yeah,
want
I'll
me to
pop
write
it
it?
down. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
pop it down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I don't even know where to start with writing all that.
Shannon?
I think I is gonna win the fashion show because he's just so dang cute.
Okay.
Is there going to be multiple awards though? Is it going to be who looks the best and who creates the
Dress
best?
of show, most creative.
Harry said he was gonna figure it out, so it's hard to know because he said like he had a couple different ideas. It sounded like. What else? Part of me really hopes somebody references fashion show at lunch, but I don't think anyone's gonna do it from the American Office.
I think they feel more like a Devil Wears Prada kind of gang.
Yeah. Like, are those the are those the Boots of Speed? Yeah, they are. Like,
Just while you deliberate, Shan, you've just reminded me of when Radian did his whole thing and was adamant that I give him the boots. He didn't use them, and then
Yeah.
and then Alex was like, "So why did you need the boots?" And then Radian just ran around in circles on the stage at the end of his speech just to use them. That was
just
brilliant.
for the sake
I
of
loved it
using
so
them.
much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep hoping Radian does something that gives us more information.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna keep hoping. I'm probably gonna be disappointed because there's always so much to do. But like, Taliska's gonna be winding down because like all that's left that they wanted to do. Well, they still have to out Barabask,
Yes.
but like like the party is the last big planned thing in the fashion
if
show.
the outing Barabask just feels further and further away every
It
time.
does.
Yeah.
Every time they get into a
I
shenanigan.
mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll wrap it up quick, but
Yeah, like maybe 2 episodes
yeah.
left of Taliska, but
And anything I can think is maybe they do the Carmen, like the big Carmen kind of recruitment thing, and then
At the end
temple
of the
is
next
like one
episode?
episode.
yeah,
Or they do like Carmen and the temple is like one big episode, and then that's when they move on.
That's
and
when
then
they
the next
leave,
episode
yeah.
might just be the party. That might just be like one whole episode, maybe.
I think outing Barabask is gonna go wrong. Something's gonna go wrong with the outing of Barabask.
Okay.
I think like not in the sake that they won't be able to convince people to join the army kind of thing, but something's going to
There'll
go
be
wrong.
some wrinkles, shall we
He's
say?
suspicious already. Yes.
I mean, Harry's already suspicious in his reaction
He's so
to
suspicious about
to
the Atticus thing.
their desire to have Atticus up on stage with
Well, they
him.
did
Yeah.
in Action Surge. They had the same worry that I had, which is if he can cast Zone of Truth through the mirror, what else can he cast through the mirror?
Yeah.
Which they did say like when Atticus like speaks to Barabask, they maybe need to have the mirror not face towards the crowd because God knows what could happen.
Yeah.
He might just go full scorched earth and
Yeah.
Someone made the joke that they'll cast Fireball, right?
yeah.
think.
I did
Yeah,
because I
of
said
course
it could
he
be like
will.
Parasite Eve where everybody just sets on fire. Spoilers for Parasite Eve.
All right.
I'm gonna try and type out my
Andy's
3.
gets the last laugh again, maybe, and I'll go with. I've done this before, but I feel like it's topical.
They're going to level up. So you can say.
No,
He
I
hopes.
actually don't think they'll level up.
No.
I think that the deck of many friends might get used.
Ooh, I like that.
Next episode. Because I feel like, yeah, I do feel like Ben is itching to throw some curveballs, spanners, whatever analogy you want to use, in there.
Sorry, I can hear my mom with the dogs.
Episode 38 was the
No.
last time it was used as well, so it's been 11
It's been a
episodes.
while.
It'll be 12
Yep.
episodes by next time.
It's been a while.
So-
Yeah.
Maybe the deck will use itself in the first at the beginning of the episode. But yeah, I'll go with deck usage. Andy.
I haven't really got a lot.
That was so tough.
It's
This one,
so hard.
Yep.
I think they're going to use the amulet that's suppressing the gems as the focal point of one of their outfits that they create. Maybe.
Ooh.
ooh.
Good one. Good one. Good one. All right.
That's about all I've got, I think.
I'm definitely looking forward to potentially an elongated action surge for 50 with a little retrospective on how far they've come.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice if they can do that. Cool. All right. Spoilers can go off.
Yay.
Topic can change. It's mop up time. Any other business?
Yes. So
Yes, Shannon.
I mentioned it last time. I'm gonna say it again because I mentioned it in front of Holly and she didn't say anything, which means I have permission. Not how that works. But I think I will, like, as part of my bad Photoshop, I think I'll make it like an invitation to a goofy St. Patrick's Day 50th watch party. Because I'm very excited that it's on St. Patrick's Day, which is really funny because a lot of Americans will go to Ireland on St. Patrick's Day, and I know that's a no-no because it's a feast day, and so things are actually closed. It's not a party holiday like it is here. But I think it would be fun because I was going to joke we should have it's a St. Patrick's Day party, but then I remembered it's episode 50, so it's episode 50 St. Patrick's Day extravaganza. And I'll make a really bad photoshopped invitation. I'll show it to Holly first, even though I don't know if she'll see it. She's very busy right now. But I would at least, then I can say, like, I sent it in the chat. No, I would never do that to her. But I do think it would be fun to throw a little, like, St. Patrick's Day party as part of our watch party. Like, I think it
I'll
would
have
be
to
fun.
see whether. Yeah, I should be able to be there. I'll have to check.
I'm done at 10:30, so I'll definitely be here.
Ooh.
I have a very short,
I
unless I
might-
can't get out on time. Who knows?
For
Like today.
for Guinness lovers,
I
this
might
is
have to go
something I
get some.
forgot about earlier. There's been a disturbance in the force with respect to Guinness. Apparently, Aldi, I think, has come out with some stout that is totally kick-ass.
I've tried it.
I don't
It's
know
nice.
if our Aldi's
And
can sell alcohol.
apparently it's really good. Have you got some, Andy? Apparently
well,
there was like a run on it. You couldn't get it anywhere, etc. I have a 4-pack, so
Yeah.
I
I
might
might-
any anymore. I've drunk it all. It's not nice.
apparently it's
Yeah.
really good. So
See, our Aldi can't sell liquor. They can't sell wine and beer unless they have seating. And I don't know if any of our Aldis actually do that.
because it's a Pennsylvania.
Yes, it's
Control
Pennsylvania.
Board
Pennsylvania, yeah, you could not sell any alcohol in grocery stores or convenience stores until a few years ago when they allowed it. If you had seating, you could get a license to sell it. So,
Got
like,
it.
my Wawa, my Acme, the Wegmans has always had seating. So, like, they've always been able to sell beer. But, like, most grocery stores didn't have it. Most convenience stores didn't have it. That's why they're small. So, like, yeah, that's new, relatively.
So yeah, I'll try and
I'm gonna have Irish coffee and Guinness.
be present with Guinness. I might do alcohol free though.
That's fair. I hear it's quite
nice.
good.
Yeah, I might. Do
Maybe
alcohol
I'll
free.
get that one too, because I didn't try it when I
Have
was
you-
in Ireland. Because
Have you
obviously
had
I
the
have
alcohol? Have you had the alcohol free, Kenneth?
Yeah.
You
I'm
like?
not- I'm-
you like it?
Yeah, I was never a huge Guinness guy when
Mm-hmm.
I drank, but the non-alcoholic one's actually really nice. So
Mm.
I've kind of
I'll
like
try it.
warmed to it over time.
I did try the cold brew one. That one was pretty good.
Ooh.
I have a tip
That
for
came
you,
out when I was in Ireland last time.
You
I
have
have
a
a
tip for
quick
me.
I have a quick tip for, well, yeah, you as well, Doc, but also Shan. If you do end up going to Ireland, there's a company called Keogh's. Other crisp manufacturers are available, and they do a beef Guinness like crisp, like a crinkle chip, and they taste amazing. Like I've had them before, and they're really good.
You can get them here in a few of the shops here in Liverpool. Yeah.
Sometimes you can get this is a Guinness, but Oreos does Irish cream occasionally. Like, and they only do it in the thins. They're interesting, but I like them. Like, I don't know. I could pound a few of them. Like, I don't. But they only come in thins. But they're quite good. They smell interesting, I think is what it is. But they taste good.
Excellent.
I mean, Irish cream smells interesting anyway. Like, it just naturally is.
All right.
Interesting.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Kenneth.
I was just gonna say a quick thing just for the wrap up stuff is I'm doing the Radiant doc at the minute. It's in the spoiler chat thing. It's up to
Sweet.
episode 17, so I've still got a long way to go to catch up. But if you're interested in Radiant lore, as we've been speaking about today, then feel free to check it out.
Excellent. I think we're gonna have a live unboxing from Andy now. Andy, your favorite stout? Is Guinness your top?
Absolutely. Yeah.
My man.
I'm
Can
gonna
you
use
split
this.
the G? I've done it.
Yes.
Love it. I actually have. We got one of the things I did for my dad when we went last time was you can have an add-on to get engraved Guinness glasses with whatever you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
So I got us each one with our name on it. Except my dad, I think he got Farewell Tour.
I did that with back when I used to drink. I did that with Heineken when I went to Amsterdam.
So maybe I'll finally break the glass out. It's still in its box because I didn't know if I should use it, but maybe I'll break it out.
Gotta use it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's water in there at the moment. Not.
I
anything
love that
alcoholic, but-
one. Mine's the standard Guinness pint glass with a little bit of the not detail, but you know what I mean, the ridge on the side. And it's quite beautiful. I really like. I love the harp imprint on all of the Guinness glasses. Beautiful.
So I'll be back into. Well, Andy is the focal point as he should be because he's an absolute hero. I'll quickly go grab my dice because I just realised I looked down and saw Roly Poly. I was like, I don't have my dice.
Doesn't have his dice.
Yeah, I won't dox myself, but.
Yeah,
or
don't
private
dox
Please
members,
don't.
But that's the box. It's not that exciting. Outside of it.
Put the Ben spoon back. I don't need it anymore.
Do you want to tell our lovely listeners and viewers, Andy, who this box is from?
From Crafted Campaigns.
That guy.
Visit www.craftedcampaigns.co.uk.
My other mortal enemy.
And in it is
He's making
Some
some sexual pun already, Shan, without like
What?
yeah.
Oh, he's aiming to get it.
yeah,
He's asking for a knuckle sandwich.
individually wrapped and very tightly wrapped.
Poor Andy. He probably should have checked before he started unboxing, make sure it was easy.
Ooh.
Oh, look.
And
So-
painted as well.
Yeah. We're starting a Blood Bowl league between my brothers and friends.
Oh, that's great.
So this is one of the Chaos Warriors. There's lots of...
Let me
Like
make the
12
window
figures.
bigger. For the listeners, I try to make my windows small and across the top so I can cover myself up because otherwise I'll just stare at myself. But then it makes it hard to see things when people show them off on the tiny screen.
For the listeners and viewers, Andy, what is Blood Bowl?
So it's based off Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. So we got standard fantasy races in a medieval kind of setting, and this game is based off American football. So there's touchdowns to score and throwing passes.
Superb owl.
But some of the teams don't really worry about picking the ball up and throwing it. They more worry about punching the other team
Kill.
into submission.
Killing the other players. Yeah.
Throwing them into the crowd and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's good fun.
It sounds it.
So yeah, you've got 4 Chaos Warriors, which is the bigger, stronger units,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
these Beastmen are kind of the more standard linemen.
Excellent, man.
Yeah,
So how many pieces in total did you get, Andy?
12.
12.
Yeah, so it's 11 aside, and obviously one spare in case I get people injured, which usually happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't know when we're actually going to get round to playing the games. we kind of,
Ain't that the way?
Yeah, we kind of did like a sort out the league, discuss the rules thing on Saturday, but
Aha.
then it's like, oh, when can we meet again? Sometime in April.
Oh, fail to
it's-
prepare, prepare to fail, Andy. You know,
Yeah.
you're ready when it's ready to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like
Speaking of games and playing, I'm reminded that the golf game
oh yeah,
had an update.
And it's on sale at the minute as well.
Is it?
Yeah, let me double check because I haven't purchased it yet. Yeah, so it's 20% off, so it's £7.19 at the minute.
And I'm just checking. Good old golf gambit here. Yeah, the update was yesterday. So if you've got Golf Gambit already, check it out. If you don't,
it out.
as Kenneth said, it's on sale. Go get it. Excellent. Very cool, Andy. All right.
That's what I
Um,
finish doing the rest of those later.
let's roly some poly, I guess.
Really them pulleys.
Got my divination wizard dice today, which is my like sparkly liquid core ones.
Ooh,
I tried to get like dice for each character I play that are like themed. The trouble is now, including natural 6 dice, I have too many dice. Well, there's no such thing as too many dice, but
Oh, I'm about to go to PAX.
What?
Like I'm
There
probably
is
gonna
such a
come
thing?
home. I'm probably gonna come home with a dispel dice. I'm not gonna lie. Like whatever one I didn't get last time. My little web boy, do me okay.
yeah, I really want to get the. Uh-oh. I presume that's a 000. It's either that or it's really bad. It's one of the two.
Oh no, it's really bad.
Oh.
I thought it was good, and then I looked again, and I was like, no.
it's
It's bad.
001, is it?
No, the other way around. 1-0-0.
Mine's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it's bad again. I think I'm back in the dungeon. I'm not gonna lie. Because that's a 10, boys. That's not 100. That is a 10.
I'm trying to remember what Harry's scale of Roly Poly is again, but mine's in the okay range.
Yeah, I did put that in.
My
there.
brother in
I
Christ.
think mine's respectable. I think that was the range I'm in.
All right.
I'm gonna do the math again, but I think it's bad.
Yeah, I still
I-
want to get this Dispel dice, the Vampiric Kiss ones. They look like Vincent Valentine dice, so I want
Ooh,
to pick them
yeah.
up
I,
at some point.
I thought you did get them already.
No, they've been out of stock like the entire time.
If I see them at PAX, I will see if I can get them.
Oh.
I don't know though. I have to see what they look like.
Yeah, and I'll get you a Maxence autograph so we can trade.
Maxence. I love
Yep.
him.
54.
Ooh.
Oh, let me
I-
go put
yes,
those in.
54.
Sorry, wait, hold on. I gotta do my job.
54.
I got 82.
75.
Yeah.
And
Being just
while
a
this
perfect illustration of my day.
is going on,
40.
Harry's favorite moment of the episode, the Radiant Comedy Show. He's fast, but he's clearly an idiot.
idiot.
I love that callback.
Kel's entire scene with Michaelmas, I enjoyed it as well. And the spoons make a return, which is great. Dolly's entire storytelling scene with visual effects. Alex having the time of his life. It's joy to see him, even if he's squirming, which is yes. And oh boy, also good luck with dissecting that radian and farthing chat. Also, Elwyn saying almost the exact same quote that Ben said in his scene when she was doubting what he was really doing. Indeed. Harry the Mod.
Yep.
All right. Then I think it's time to close out, guys. With our shoutouts here. Let's roll initiative, shall we?
I keep looking at myself.
15.
8.
No modifier. Yes, Kenneth. Natural 1.
Yep.
Whoops. I got
Now that's
12.
12. So 15, 12,
8.
8, and 1. All right. Tell you what, Kenneth, you can decide to go first or last.
I'll go first. I feel like this mediocrity deserves punishment. So, like
Okay, one way of putting it. Sure.
from winning Roly Poly to rolling in that one, but hey ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to give you guys a shout out as always. This is a big time commitment for you guys, not just to like have to take time out of your day to be able to like actually do the podcast itself, but like you also have to try and watch the episode and rewatch the episode to try and make sure
I
you don't miss
don't
out on anything.
rewatch. Rewatching, who does that?
Maybe make notes though during the episode, Shan.
I do that.
So you know, it's a lot of work. So I appreciate you guys keeping this thing going. I know you said you potentially going to struggle for like the next couple potentially because of timings, but you know, we just appreciate you guys taking the time out to do it. Thanks, Andy, for being my co-pilot as well. Always a pleasure to spend some time with you. And yeah, just shout out to the Natural Six community. You know, it's ever expanding for both good and bad. Yeah, like as with any community, you get the good and the bad with like everything expanding and getting even more people. But it's a good thing that more eyes are getting onto Natural Six, and it's, you know, hopefully we can keep growing as a community. And yeah, it's just really appreciate everybody.
Excellent.
It's
Reverse
me next.
order?
Yeah. So shout out to you guys for letting me on yet again. One of these days you will get tired of me. Don't know when that's going to be. But,
Doubt that.
Thanks, Kenneth, for being my co-pilot. Give you the shout out for the shout out. Shout out to my D&D group as usual, and getting the gang back together for the final stretch. Shout out to Crafted Campaigns for beautifully painted miniatures. I did say I would give him some praise, but not be too over the top. So I hope that's good enough. And shout out to the rest of the community. Let's keep going on as we are, and hopefully onwards to episode 100.
Mm-hmm. Onwards and upwards, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. Shannon.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys as always. You know, it's always great to like sit and talk shop every other week, because I don't really talk about the episodes in the server, because then what would I have to talk about here? Also because I just like, I no longer get notifications from the server, even the ones I need to get, because it's too big. And so since I'm often not able to keep up with conversations, I do not. So it's nice to at least have like this outlet to talk about everything. number one. Number two, I forgot most of my shout outs. Shout out to the women of Capcom. You know what you did for the women. Also, shout out to all women. Happy belated International Women's Day.
It's true.
I love women. I actually had to make a video for the audio drama I work for, and I offered to do like a voiceover. And I literally was like, I just love women. At the end, I was like, I love women. What else is there to say? I'm biased, but it is what it is. So yeah, like, you know, thank you, women of Capcom, for telling them what the people want, because universally praised models don't happen very often. But boy, oh boy, if I see one more Jacksepticeye quote about Leon, I might just lose it, like in a good way. So yeah, thank you. Shout out to Leon Kennedy as well for existing. Thank you, King, for being for the women. He is also for the women. Shout out to, gosh, I had like a mini list in my head before of what I wanted to shout out, and I've lost most of it. You know, just in case we don't get to record for episode 50, I obviously want to shout out the community and the cast, because I don't know what would have kept me sane between the years of 2024 and 2026, like that 2-year window, if not for like having a set thing to look forward to at least like once a week, whether it be podcast, actions, or whatever. There was always something to look forward to. There was always a place to talk. There was always like something to relate to. Like, I mean, obviously losing it during episode 22 was an experience with everybody, which was nice. At least I wasn't alone. But yeah, it's, you know, just in case. It's been an absolute pleasure. And even on the tough days, whether that be real life or server tough days, I am still really grateful that this exists and that I got to be at least a small part of it, and that there's a really great community of people in it. And while I'm, you know, bummed that I don't get to like share that with the cast like I got to last year at PAX, I am still glad that I get to express that. So, and I get to do a little something to help out beyond my money.
A lot of something, Shen. You're moderating. On
So
Discord.
you're more than a small part.
I'm just here. I just show up and we see what happens. But yeah, so, and I did tell Holly I do love a merch drop, and I think I think that's pretty obvious.
You're not alone.
Nope. So yeah, very grateful for all of that. And I guess that, because I can't think of whatever other shout outs I had other than Leon Kennedy, which is the biggest shout out of the year. Like, I think I'm fueled for the year, I think, on Leon Kennedy alone. I think that's, unless I think of something else, that's all I got. Oh, shout out to the Flyers. If you don't win on Saturday when I'm in the room, I'm seeing the Flyers. Silver medalist Travis Sanheim, and I better see you win. We're playing the Columbus Blue Jackets, which was Johnny Gaudreau's team. I did not know that when I picked the date. I didn't realize it till after. If you lose in front of me and my friend, who was just in the hospital, if you embarrass me, it's Jover for you Canadians and Russians and Swedes. I don't even think we have an American on that team. Anyway, it's over for you men. Yeah.
What a way to finish, Shen.
Yep. For International Women's Day.
For International Women's Day. Thank you all, Shen in particular, for continuing to soldier on with this wonderful thing. I think we're doing a good thing. People seem to enjoy it. We've got more than 69 subs now, which is great. We were down below 69. Now we're significantly above 69. So that's a great place to be. Yes, it might be weird for the scheduling the next little bit here, but we'll make it work. Shout out to, just saw it fly past, DM Holly. Holly was DMing.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
So
Good luck.
yeah.
I hope you did good. I hope you won D&D.
I hope that she won as well.
I hope you won D&D.
Slay those players.
Kill them.
And yeah. Thanks to the whole community for making the Discord and everything else. I think we're trying to be celebratory here of 50 episodes. Long may it continue. Thanks for making such a great place. And on that note, have a great time for next episode, episode 50, St. Patrick's Day.
Come to my party.
Come to Shan's party.
My party. Don't
Or
kid,
party
don't
in
kid.
disguise. Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.